Hello, cruel world. It is I, the psychotic circus of Savannah, and Amy.
Hello, 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 hello.
We think we figured out our technical difficulties from last week. So, if you guys can give me a thumbs up in the chat, letting me know that you can hear me good, see me good, I'm not frozen. Then we'll know that everything is A-okay. While you guys do that, Amy, you want to tell me who is on the live?
Yes, we have Brayden, we have JB Holidays, we have Terrifying Creepy Clown, East Point Necropolis, we have Brayden, Zach O'Lantern, we have Jaden the Haunter, Mr. Bruh, El Sideshow Hunts, BK the Haunter, E.G. Haunts, John the Halloween Guy. We also have, how do you say that? Samayan's Haunt? You see that?
I need glasses. I can't see what you're talking about.
Jacked Up Productions is here.
Is it Sam Hines?
Sam Haynes.
Sam, some
Sam
Halloween
Hines.
term that I don't know.
We have I Am Alive. We have Animatronic 2010 Haunter. Squirrel Gone Wild is here. PJ Lewis is here. We have Awoken Nightmare. We have a lot of people.
Well, what is up, everybody?
Oh, I forgot that crazy Halloween man.
How can you forget that crazy Halloween man? Speaking of Brayden, I want to dive into something that Brayden gave us. Can we do that? Before we do our
yes.
Q&A and our news and all that goodness? Brayden, sorry about that. We ran into at Transworld, and Brayden made a wood piece of our logo burned. So he gave us this thing that we're going to be hanging up on the wall of shame behind us.
Did you say wall of shame?
Yeah.
Wall of fame.
Sure. But he burned it. One of a kind. Did it with a soldering iron type iron, but without the solder or something like that. He also did his logo on the back. Brayden on YouTube. So thank you so much for that. We got to figure out the perfect spot to put this. Maybe right over Brick Thunder's face. So we'll be doing that. So you'll be able to see that hung up next week. Thank you so much for that, bro. Appreciate it. You were extremely nice to Amy and I at Transworld. So glad that we were able to meet up with you. All right, Amy, do we want to jump into maybe what we're going to cover this episode, and then we'll go into our Q&A?
Yes, go right ahead.
All right. So we are talking about everything that has been released or, going to be released. We're talking about Home Depot props, Lowe's props, Morris props, Halloween costumes, props, cops, woo, Haunted Hill Farm props. You guys have been asking me what I think about all of these props. And so this episode is going to be us
Catching up.
talking about every prop imaginable. Known to man, every prop. Starting from the very first animatronic made in 1937. It was Walt Disney's practice girlfriend. It was a blow-up doll that Walt Disney had. We're also going to be talking about East Coast Haunters Convention, which is coming up in just a few weeks, actually, right? About 3 weeks, 4 weeks, somewhere. Mm-hmm. And we will be in effect for East Coast. We'll talk about some news with that. But before we dive into everything, let's go ahead and do our Q&A.
Man, let me ask you something.
You wanna know something about me? Ask me. I'm right here. What you wanna know?
All right, so if this is your first time to the channel, what we do here is you can ask me anything. I will mostly answer everything, unless the question is just stupidly ridiculous. The best way to ask a question and make sure that it gets read 100% will be read for shizzle is sending a super chat to us.
Your
And
donation calls for a celebration.
just like Mr. Halloween Dude just did. You send a super chat just like he did. We are guaranteed to read your question. Hopefully guaranteed to answer your question. But if you can't send a super chat, or hey, maybe you just think our channel sucks and you don't want to, don't worry about it. All you have to do is at the Psychotic Circus of Savannah. We will try to get to those questions. But first, Amy, you have... and almost forgot. When you send a super chat, I make up a stupid little song right on the spot for you. All right.
All right, first up is going to be Mr. Halloween Dude, and it says, can you cover distortions? And that was a $1.99 super chat.
Well, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat, Mr. Halloween Dude. I will be singing a song here for you in just a moment. However, I will say this when it comes to the distortions props. Tonight, we won't be covering distortions. Right now, I wanted to keep it just the commercially released, I guess you could say, or the ones that are dedicated to the home haunters. The ones that are going to be $500 and cheaper.
I just got $1.
Distortions tends to be a little more expensive. But before we get to that super chat that just went behind yours, I owe you a song. It's Mr. Halloween Dude wanting to know about distortions. But unfortunately, this episode is already packed to the brim. That was... I'm not good at rhyming. I need to warm up. It's been a while. It's been a while! I kept saying that last time, too.
All right, next up is East Point Necropolis for $9.99 said, what did you think of the T-Rex escape? What did you think of the T-Rex escape?
So nice he had to say it twice.
Right.
First, I want to say one thing. I saw, Amy, and you didn't know about this. I saw on Facebook, okay, that East Point is getting ripped. This dude's workout regimen has got to be incredible. He posted a shirt-off selfie the other day, and he's older than I am, and I'll tell you, he is making me, in my best shape, look like a fat tub of lard. He looks incredible. So kudos to you, brother. What do I think about the T-Rex escape? I thought it was cool, but I just don't get the dinosaur stuff. It's not Halloween. I know some people would say that about a circus, though, right? But I just don't get it. And if I go into a haunted house somewhere, whether it be a home haunt or be a professional hunt, and I saw a bunch of dinosaurs, I'd feel like I took my kid to the dino exhibit or whatever that little traveling dinosaur thing is that comes around to everybody's major city once a year or something. They look really cool. I will give them that. And, maybe it's better for a theme park or something. I just don't get the haunted house aspect of it. I don't know. Unless it's like... It would be really cool to see like Chucky riding on a velociraptor, or you got Art the Clown on a pterodactyl or something. Okay, cool, makes sense. Hey, you ever seen a Dracula jump out of a T-Rex's mouth? I haven't, so But I owe you a song. You gave $9.99. Thank you so much. And I had to see both of your pecs. 'Cause you're getting buff. Wouldn't you... Why did it sound like the Cheers song? Wouldn't you like to get away? Do, do, do. You didn't... No. You don't remember Cheers? The show Cheers?
Oh, yeah. Where everybody knows your name?
Yeah. So, thank you so much, bro. And keep up your workout, dude. You look incredible, man.
All right, next up is from Sad Boy the Clown Official. May I get a happy birthday?
Happy birthday, Sad Boy Clown Official, coming straight from the Psychotic Circus of Savannah. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. And I hope that today is your birthday and you're just not asking me to randomly say it. Maybe your birthday's actually in September and you're like, you know what? I feel like I'll get a message in March. Oh, but happy birthday, bro.
All right.
And don't be sad. Right? But isn't that his name? Sad Boy?
Yes.
Why? Why are you so sad? Cheer up, bro.
Next up is
Sure
from
up.
JB Holidays. Have you been to the Lowe's manager meeting?
In the past, we have been to the Lowe's manager meeting. Yes, we were invited last year. We didn't get an invite this year, but I don't know any people personally that got an invite this year. So I do know that the people who were running Halloween for Lowe's last year have moved on to a different department, and that it is somebody that is a little bit more Halloween centric, from my understanding, this year. But I'm not sure if he's so in touch with what happens in the community side of it. I will say also that, being invited last year and essentially being one of only 3 YouTubers that were ever invited to the Lowe's manager meeting, from my understanding, was pretty awesome. And, but yeah, this year, not so much. They can always holler at us though. Holla, holla. I just got a dollar.
Next up is from Animatronic 2010 Haunter and said, what have you been up to since the last time you were really live?
We were live last Saturday for about 15 minutes.
It was like 30 to 40. It was.
Seconds.
No.
We think we got it fixed.
I'm
But
hoping.
so much has been going on since the last time we were really live. With our family and with my mental health and with our careers and with stuff behind the scenes for the channel and with sponsorships and so much more. We've really been doing a lot on TikTok lately, and have been getting a lot of followers on TikTok from doing lives at conventions, which is weird because you do lives on YouTube, we don't get that many new followers. But on TikTok, every time we go live and it's at some kind of convention or haunted house or something, it's like, oh, hey, here's another 10,000 followers. And so it's pretty crazy over there. But of course, we want to keep our weekly lives here on YouTube. This is where it started. This is where I feel like our family is. Hey, if some folks from TikTok come over here, cool. But, I don't think that we want to do our weekly lives in this setting over on TikTok. It would feel like I was cheating on you guys.
All right, next up is Nox Ferratu, and
I love that name, by the way.
He's saying, what is the best Terrifier movie in your opinion?
So number 1 was really good because it was like this big splash of Art the Clown. Number 2, I felt if you watched it and had to wait around for number 3, it was lackluster because it was like, wait, what's going on? Number 3, even though I did fall asleep in the movie theater to it, not because of the movie, because I was exhausted and hadn't slept for like a week. But number 3 has some like literal laugh out loud moments and moments that we were not expecting. I did feel like there was some parts where it was like, okay, you're doing this just for the cameo of the semi-known people that they were bringing in there, like the janitor in the bar, and then there's like a wrestler at one point that's in there, and those parts I kind of felt was like but to be honest, I would think 3 is the best because it's starting to wrap up who Art is, and it's given us the most hints of who Art is and who Pale Girl is. So, or Pale Girl, however you want to. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it, but whoever Pale Girl is. So right now I'm going to say it's 3. Speaking of, we didn't get the thing for the game up, right? Dude, I don't know if it's true. I haven't looked into it yet, but I did post something on our community tab that there is going to be a Terrifier video game being released on, I think it's on Switch. I know it's on Switch, but I think it's also on PlayStation. I don't know. It's on some, I know it's not on either Xbox or PlayStation. One of them yes, and one of them no. And I think that's incredible if it's real. Switch is what I play, so I do have the Friday the 13th game. I wasn't able to get the Killer Clowns from Outer Space game because I don't think it came out on Switch. So it would be really nice if this comes out. They're calling it the Artcade game, like an arcade game. So I'm really, really excited about that. So yeah.
All right, next up is from John, the Hallows guy, and he is asking, why clowns in particular, and have you ever done stuff without clowns?
Great question. So why clowns in particular? It's a story we told a while ago on the channel in one of our lives, but I'll kind of touch base on it. I was originally going to do, when I first built the house that we live in, I wanted to do Nightmare Before Christmas. And not even because I'm a big Nightmare Before Christmas fan, I'm just semi-lazy. And I figured I could put it up for Halloween and I don't have to take it down till after Christmas. And so I went to Spirit Halloween with my oldest daughter, and we almost bought some Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. And she was like, hey, that's cool, but come check out this clown. And I had walked over to the animatronics, and there was the creepy towering clown. And was it Hugs maybe? I think were the first two clowns that I got. And so I was like, oh, I've always been into clowns. Like when I was like a preteen, young teenager, I was into like Insane Clown Posse and stuff like that. But so I've always thought the concept of a clown was cool, but I didn't really get it in being like scary, because even like Insane Clown Posse, they didn't necessarily scare me, right? I was a fan of the original It film and the book as well. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's switch it up and let's do these clowns then. And so we got those two clowns, and the first Halloween that we did here, we had 2 animatronics and 2 actors, and it wasn't even a haunted house. It was just like, come walk up and get some candy type thing. We did have this life-size Jack-in-the-Box that one of the actors could go inside and lift up. I had cut out some holes so you can see when people were coming up to the Jack-in-the-Box, and you would lift up, and the handles looked like knives. So it looked like a clown just holding 2 knives, but really it was handles. And you could crank the crank from the inside. It was kind of cool. But we got, I don't know, maybe 50 to 100 people, somewhere in there. 40 people, something like that. I don't know. Not a whole lot, but still enough where it was like, oh, hey. And the next Halloween, when it started rolling around, I started buying animatronics. I used to collect Nintendo. This room that we're actually in now was full of original Nintendo games. And my wife was like, the display is cool, but what if we built a haunted house? So really, she's to blame for a lot of this.
Ha 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 ha.
And so I just started going crazy. And every clown animatronic I could get my hands on, we have gotten. There has been a couple that I've skipped over the years. Like Stitches the Clown that was at Home Depot a few years ago. Or was it Lowe's? One of those two. I never got him. And I wish that I had, because he kind of looks like Hugs. But yeah, so that's kind of where how we've gotten here. As the years had gone on, we got more and more trick-or-treaters to the point we were getting around 1,500 people. And so, yeah, so we're just all about the clowns now.
All right,
Thanks for
next
asking.
question is from Animatronic 2010 Hunter, and said, thoughts on when TikTok was banned for like 12 hours?
I didn't really care as much as Amy did. Do you care if I say this? Amy literally cried.
I did cry. And me and my daughter had a
Funeral for TikTok.
It was sad.
But they made a cake and stuff for it, so that part was okay. But I didn't really care too much. I just figured like it's just a matter of time before somebody was going to replicate it, and so I wasn't tripping too much on it. I will say it did kind of mess some things up for me, because I was going really hard on some of the sponsorships on there. And so I kind of eased up on that 12 hours, and then I just never got back into it. Took 12 hours to get me to stop paying attention to it. So
Next up is from Sad Boy the Clown, who again, it's his birthday today, and says, I forgot to say this, but I sent some fan art, a Christmas gift. I don't know if you guys ever got it, but hopefully you can see it sometime. That is it right there.
Yeah, this is it. We actually did get it. Let me pull this over now. So I'm going to show it because I will tell you that this is one of my favorite art pieces we had received. We have your letter on the back and all that, but I love the like artist rendition that you made of our guy because I've never seen him in this pose.
I just got $1.
Thank you so much. I've never seen the dude in this pose, but I love it. I love how it's like 3D-ish. So check that out. This is also being hung up, which is why it's over here right now. The detail on him is, I'm trying to get a good lighting angle. Looks awesome. And
Love it, love it, love it.
I don't even think the camera's really doing it justice with how good it looks. But it's so freaking cool. So freaking cool. And again, I love how it's like the tent background is a completely separate. You can see my fingers going behind it. It's a completely separate piece of paper. And I just think that you did an amazing job. It was all paint, by the way, which I would never be able to do. I suck at painting. But thank you so much. We did get that. We will be hanging that. We also got from Tyler G. We got a gift from Tyler G. A little Art the Clown stuffed animal, which, believe it or not, I sleep with like a freaking 4-year-old. He is kind of comfortable to lay on sometimes when Amy and I watch a show. So thank you so much for that, Tyler G. I believe he's at work today. Shout out to Cold Stone. I almost said Dippin' Dots.
All right, we'll get to the super chat, Mr. Halloween Dude. $1.99. Thoughts on distortions?
Xenovore. It seems like it is the... Oh, wait. That's the one with all the legs that shoot out from the legs. The water shoots. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great. Probably the highlight of what they released this year. I did want to say one thing about distortions, though, because obviously they're the best of the best of the best. But this year, I felt like there was some... You can tell that they were making things on a lower budget. And hear me out what I'm saying with this. There was... one of them had plastic chains. It was kind of like a mutant type of thing. Had plastic chains, which, you know, they had metal chains with mutant. And so that part, you can tell by looking at it that they were plastic. And I talked to Ed about this, and he said it was going to somehow affect with how the pistons worked inside of it. But I thought, you know, it literally looks like it's a very similar setup to mutant. So that didn't really make sense to me. And also, as the time had gone on, you could see that some of the latex foam was like rubbing off of their prop. It was all over the ground. And so that he was like, oh, I put the sound of chains in the sound that it comes, like chain rattling, but it's not the same effect. And then they also had like the project whatever from a couple years ago that used to come out from the machine and spit on you. It used to have like a piece of glass that came down and then it came out. That glass is now gone. It doesn't come out as much, or I feel. But they did have an electric version of it. I don't really like using pneumatic props so much because it's a pain in the butt setting up. For a home haunt at least. And so I like that they did an electric version, but I don't know. I feel like they kind of took a step, still being one of the top dogs, if not the top dog, but they kind of took a step back compared to where they've always gone. And I think that leaves room open for someone else to come in there and, you know what I mean? Especially with all the dinosaur stuff. I just don't get it.
All right, next up is from Lucas, and it's...
Wait, don't I owe a song to someone?
Oh, yes, you do. Sorry.
Isn't Mr. Halloween Dude, right?
Yes.
Mr. Halloween Dude, Amy, why are you laughing? It's for Mr. Halloween Dude. Amy is laughing, but it's Mr. Halloween Dude. Mr. Halloween Dude.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Next up is from Lucas, and he says, are you going to do the April Fool's Live?
We are. We just have to figure out what date. It is not going to be, because I think
It's on Tuesday.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. So no, we can't.
Why not?
Because you said you wanted to do it the weekend before, which would be this weekend. So we would have
You
to
know
do
what?
it tomorrow.
I might call out on Tuesday then.
No, you're not.
I might.
No.
I might.
No.
Stay on the lookout.
No,
Very good chance.
we're not.
Amy's saying no. I'm telling you, I'm the one that has to be here.
Me too.
You don't have to.
Yes, I do.
So stay on the lookout.
All right, let's do a few more questions, and then we will get into our business.
I'm going to crack open an ice cold Coke Zero. One of the most refreshing drinks with 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 caffeine. Coke Zero at your local grocer's department store.
All right, John's the Halloween guy. Now it's time for the less. Oh my gosh.
Coke Zero.
Now it's time for the less serious question. What are some shows you watched as a kid?
Shows that I watched as a kid. Dude, I was a huge Tom and Jerry fan. You have to, like, when I was a kid, what would happen is we didn't have, like, all the stuff that you guys have nowadays. And even for a large time of my adolescence, we didn't have cable. So we would only have, like, 4 channels or, you know, maybe 6 channels. And you had to watch you had to make a choice of what was on there. So, I watched Tom and Jerry, old reruns of Tom and Jerry. I probably know almost every episode. I watched The Simpsons for years and years and years. I remember that my mom would let us watch America's Most Wanted.
That's scary. And Unsolved Mysteries.
Unsolved Mysteries, it used to make me cry, the theme song, when I was little.
Me too, remember?
But my mom and my brother used to tease me. When it would come on, they knew I was afraid of it. And then when I would look at them, they would just look at me and go like this. And for some reason, them moving their eyebrows. Stop! I'd cry like a little baby. And then at my grandma's house, my grandmother had cable. And so there was a small time where I lived with her, but when I would go and visit her as well, I would watch Nickelodeon. And I would watch Doug and All Real Monsters and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Which was like a Tales from the Crypt for kids. And I was really into WWF as well, and Ninja Turtles. Not into Power Rangers. I thought they were lame. And then when I got into music, I stopped watching all of that, and it was just, yeah. What shows did you watch, Amy?
All of this.
90210?
I did. 90210.
Oh, I watched Saved by the Bell.
Oh, yeah, that's what Casey just said.
Dude,
Saved
I
by
used
the
to
Bell.
watch Saved by the Bell like a mofo.
Full House.
Full House was okay.
Family Matters. Step by Step.
I wasn't a TGIF kid. It wasn't until, like, I think reruns were playing on Fox Family or something like that when I started watching that stuff.
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs, yep. I watched
Yeah.
Animaniacs.
All right, next question.
Tiny Toon Adventures.
I don't
Tailspin,
think so.
DuckTales. I watched those.
Boy Meets World, Ryan's,
Oh,
yes.
Topanga.
Wait, how do you know about Boy Meets World?
Topanga.
Oh my God, shut up.
Everybody had a crush on Topanga.
Alrighty, next question is, again, he said it earlier. How to pronounce it. Sorry. What if Tom and Jerry had a crossover with Terrifier?
I think Jerry would win. Dude. Even Tom would win. That dude's been chopped up, had bombs blown on him. Like, he's been poisoned. They've gone to heaven in one of the episodes. One episode, one of them, they both got depressed and let a train run them over. Next week, there's Tom and Jerry. Oh, I used to watch the Flintstones too.
Oh, yeah.
And the Jetsons.
Me too. Yep.
And I remember freaking out when the Flintstones met the Jetsons. Did you see that crossover?
Which one? Oh, yes, the Jetsons.
Yeah. So, all right, let's thank you guys so much for the questions. You can still go ahead and super chat while we go throughout this episode, but I want to roll into these animatronics, these new, I'm saying new because some of them were released like a month ago, but these new animatronics that are coming up, and I'm going to give you guys my full, real deal impression of these. And, you know, I will say to my good friends at SVI or my good friends at Techie, my good friends at Rest in Peace Party City or Spirit or Home Depot or Lowe's or any of them, hey, you guys know I'm going to be real. If it sucks, it sucks. If it rocks, it rocks. So,
And we'll also have everybody rate too at the end.
on a level from 1 to 5.
Okay.
All
1 to
right.
5, sure.
So you guys feel free to put in your 2 cents on what number you rate on a 1 to 5. I will also do the same, and let's see if it matches up. So let's go
right.
ahead and roll through on these, Ermi. We're going to start off with some Home Depot. The Home Depot.
Alrighty, so let's see. First one up.
Is a whole bunch of stuff. Shark, dope. I think the shark. Can you make that screen a little bigger for me?
Yeah, give me a second.
I think the shark is dope. I don't understand a fisherman. And the only reason I think a shark is dope is it's not even necessarily for Halloween. Can you make it bigger for me?
Yeah. That just means.
No, like that window.
Oh, okay.
The fishermen, I don't get. I don't understand like what they do it year after year after year after year after year of a fisherman, a fisherman, a fisherman, a fisherman. Bro, I don't get it. I don't get it. So, you know, it is what it is. The shark I think is dope. If I had a pool, I would have it at the pool just because it's a shark. It looks awesome. Nobody's ever done a shark. I like the shark. So shark, I would say 5. Fisherman, I don't get it. 1, bro. What are we doing? I know some people are like, I like him. I think he looks scary. It's not scary. I don't get what a fisherman is. What? I don't know. Gravestone, I think, looks dope. I don't know if they're selling it or if it's just there for looks, but I thought the gravestone, they had a couple gravestones that looked really cool. The big skeleton groundbreaker guy, I think, looks pretty damn cool. The gravestone, I'd give a 5. I think it looks awesome. It looks solid. It doesn't look like the styrofoam cheap gravestones of my day. The Reaper in the back. Do we have a picture of that Reaper a little bit closer?
Yeah, we should. We'll go through them.
All right, I can't see anything else on there because my eyes are so
All right, let's
screwy.
go to the next one.
This guy, is it a hanging guy? It's a little smaller guy. I mean, if you are looking for a budget prop, I think it's kind of cool. But I don't really. I personally don't do. I wish Amy, or I know Amy wishes that we did budget props, but I usually don't do like a cheaper budget prop. But when it comes to budget props, I would say it's like a 4. When it comes to full size props or what have you, it's like a 2. I like it more than a fisherman.
All right, next up.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get in here. All right, so the one on the right, that's the barber dude, right, with the big razor things. So the barber guy, again, it's kind of like the fisherman where I don't understand it, but at least this is a guy with some straight edge razors, which makes sense. And if you've ever seen one of my favorite movies, Sweeney Todd, the something barber of Demon Street or Demon Barber of Fleet Street or something like that. I don't remember the title. I just remember how dope it looks. It can still be semi-scary. And I think that you could set, you know what that you should do? Set this guy up next to the fisherman guy, remove all the fishing stuff from him, and make like his head shoot out some blood or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, that would make sense. This dude in the middle, he's like a grave digger type dude. He looks better than the grave diggers of the past. I like that he has a a bag. Remember we had that one where he was like carrying a thing that looked like a big worm. Yeah. It was like supposed to be a body, but it did not look like a body. But this one is it's pretty cool. You know, Barber Dude, I'd give him like a 3. This guy I'd give like a 3.5, maybe. Zombie Stack. I want to talk about this real quick. You know, Skeleton Dog, we've seen that. Owl, what that looks like it belongs in the gardening section. I don't get it. But Zombie Stack. Tell me why it looks so much better than the Clown Stack. Mm-hmm. Clown Stack last year we got one of the, I would say the worst prop we got last year. Would you agree?
Last year, yes.
Right? Like,
yeah, we have some other props that are not.
That's worse than
not
that?
from last year, but like in all.
That's worse than that?
Johnny Punk.
I think Johnny Punk is made in a better quality. The concept may suck, but like I feel like the stack of clowns makes more sense than a zombie stack though.
Yeah.
But the quality that it seems that these guys are is way better than the clown ones. The clown ones, like the eyes just look cheap and the mouths were blank. So I'm actually a semi fan of the way that these guys look. It just, I don't get the concept. I think that's where a lot of these are missing this year for Home Depot is I don't get the concept, right? Like this to me was like, hey, we sold this last year. Let's do it again. What can we make them? Zombies, I guess, right? Like it's just a different paint job essentially, different hair, but it's the same exact poses and like it was just a very cheap way for them to re-release a prop and it just it doesn't make sense, but I do think that the quality at least of the paint job and the clothing looks better than the clowns.
All right, next up.
This is where I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate. In this picture, I probably see, and again, my eyes are bad and this is kind of far from me, but I probably see 2 props here that I think are level 4.5s to 5s. The other props here, I don't like. And we're going to start from the left to the right. The snowman, dope. The snowman's dope. We don't do a scary Christmas. We do a traditional Christmas, but it's dope. I like it a lot. It looks great. I have no complaints about that snowman. I kind of wish we did a scary Christmas just because I love the snowman. Yep. This pumpkin guy with the straw hair and weird face thing, when you look at it up close, it kind of is almost like snakish, the way his nose is and stuff. And I just don't. 3, I'm not excited about this. Mm-hmm. The ogre, I'm not excited about the ogre. I know that people have been talking about this ogre, this ogre, this ogre. And I do appreciate the originality of having something that we really haven't seen before when it comes to an animatronic, like an ogre. Nobody's really seen one. And I can see that, unlike the zombie stack, I can see where an ogre can be something that's scary, right? Especially to a little kid. But to me, it just looks a little... His head's kind of shaped like a cone. In the video, it seems like the latex is really loose around his mouth, and I just don't... 3.5 maybe. I don't know. I'm not excited about that guy. The witch thing, how many times are we going to see this? 2. Don't even bring it out anymore. Like, why are we still doing the witches at the cauldron? Like, every year we need a new set of witches at a cauldron. At this point, what if we accidentally, I say accidentally, but instead of collecting clowns, we were like, hey, let's collect witches. You know how many witches standing at a cauldron we would have? They all look exactly the same. Yeah. Witches, cauldron. Okay, like, yep. Just sell the same one as last year. Nobody's buying. No one's going, ooh, I need that one too. I guarantee it, right? Like, just sell the same one as last year. The people who wanted it last year and didn't get it, they're going to get this one. The people who got the one last year, they're not getting this one. It's that simple. This is just like oh, hey, if you missed it for last year and the year before that and the year before that, not to mention all of our competitors that also sell this same exact thing, whatever.
All right, next up, a little bit closer view.
Yeah, I think this guy's cool. He's 15 feet, I believe, right?
I think so. Jaden will confirm.
I think he's cool. I don't know if he's a 5. I don't believe he moves or anything. But it makes sense on why there would be a very large one, right? Like, and even though we have, a Cackles and we have that 15-foot clown from Haunted Hill Farm, sometimes when they make a big prop just to make it big, I don't get it. With this, it makes sense. A 4.5, I would say it would be a 5 if it moved. The tree in the back, whatever. I don't understand how, for me, again, I don't know, the tree in the back. The dude on the right, though, he's like, what was that bird dude that they put out, Spirit put out a year or two ago? It's kind of like that dude. The bird dude? Yeah, he had a big old bird beak. Raven, Lord Raven. I got the freaking tombstone right next to me. This looks like Lord Raven times 10. Way better, in my opinion. I think he looks better. I like it that he has mouth movement. This I would give a 4.5 or a 5. I think they saw a concept, which was what Lord Raven was, and they made it even better.
All right, next up is...
What? It's a cat with his butt in the air. And I get why you have to do this, but there aren't bones in cat ears. There's not bones in dog ears. There's not whiskers on rat skeletons. This thing looks like it's, I don't know, it just looks like it's not appropriate.
What do you think of the baby skelly next to it?
Again, that's just them going, hey, we did a 12-foot, now let's do a 2-foot. I get that there's a huge fan base for that for the Home Depot skeleton. Like, there's just legit Facebook groups dedicated to Home Depot skeletons. That's cool for those collectors. I don't think that I would, even if I wasn't only doing clowns, that I would ever have a 2-foot skeleton looking like, I just don't get it.
All right, next up.
This dude's dope. I will say this, though, because I know he has some...
I just got $1.
All right, we got a super chat from a lesbian for lunch, $5, and it says cat.
That is right. It says cat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Lesbian for lunch. Here we go. Thank you for the super chat. Your message was important. It said cat. It said cat. It said feline. Thank you for the super chat at $4.99. Woo! Thank you so much, Lesbiano for luncho. This dude right here, I do think that he goes a little slow. If they wanted to bring back pneumatics and do this dude on pneumatics, because his mech is dope. He's just super slow. If somebody sets this up to pneumatics to have it move back and forth would be absolutely incredible. This guy I'm giving a 4.5 to a 5, somewhere in there. Super dope. I like his movement. I like his size. It's not too big. It's not too small. I mean, it's bigger than human size, but I don't know. I like him a lot.
All right, next up.
I don't even know what I'm looking at.
It's just more of the witches. We'll go ahead and go next. The
Leprechaun.
leprechaun.
I think he's cool. I don't think that... You're not going to... In my opinion... If you're somehow doing a big St. Patrick's Day display in front of your house, I'm interested to see what else you would have, because I don't know if there's anything made for this.
Whoa! Your donation calls for a celebration.
Thank you so much, Casey Moore, for the $4.99 super chat.
You just took my job away.
But what does the super chat say?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
$4.99.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you so much. I think that you are really cool. Thank you, something, something, something. You said nothing in your super chat. Sometimes I use the super chats to think about what I'm gonna sing. Earthworms. I could have sang about earthworms. But this dude again looks cool, but I don't understand who would be using it. You're just gonna have a scary leprechaun in front of your house for St. Patrick's Day. How would you incorporate this dude into a Halloween display? I don't know. 2.5 to a 3, I guess.
All right, let's move on. Next is
Okay, so the dude in the back, is that the same dude that they did before?
Yes.
The bartender guy?
Yep.
I can't tell because of all the red. Dude on the left looks like, yeah, every kind of other butcher that has been released, except he has tusks. And I feel like his body, for some reason, seems too flat, at least in this picture. I mean, it could be cool, especially if you had the other pig-faced animatronics and toss him in there as well. You could start doing a theme throughout your haunt or your display. I'd give it a close to a 4 maybe. Nothing that I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get 3.5, somewhere in there. It's not bad. It's not great. And I feel like that's a lot of these Home Depot props this year.
all right. Next up, the little girl.
Kid on a tricycle. I hate kid props. 0. Next.
Wait, let's have them rate it.
Oh, what would you guys rate the little girl on a tricycle? Oh, that's terrifying. Like, Jaden said the pig sucks. Spirit one is better, and I didn't even like the spirit one. I do think that the body on the spirit one looked a little fuller, and I think the head was a better sculpt. Spooky Man said the 15-foot scarecrow has been confirmed to have a moving head.
Yeah, somebody said it has a servo head.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool then. Then mark that beast up to a 5.
Guys, we're doing 1 through 5. 5 is the top.
You can do however you want to rate. Maybe we should switch it up to a 10.
Let's do 10
everybody's
because that's
doing
what I
10.
thought.
This thing is still a 0.
Yeah. Okay.
Sucks.
Next up.
This witch, is this witch also servo?
I believe it is, but I don't know.
So it's like Lethal Lily, but I think it kind of looks better than Lethal Lily. At least in this picture and some other pictures I've seen. I don't know how I feel about this. It would look great with Lethal Lily. You're going to have a bunch of different witches, like we were talking about before, make them do something different. Whereas like Cauldron, you got 2 servo head ones. I think that it's better than the Lethal Lily. If we're doing now all the way up to a 10, I would say that this is like an 8, 7.5 or an 8. It's better than average. It's better than Lethal Lily in my opinion. And it makes sense. And the broom lights up. So like it looks dope. I would say this is one of the better props of Home Depot's lineup this year.
Next up is the clown.
So.
And I have 2 photos of this one.
What do I think of this clown? When I saw him here, I was like, oh, this is dope. I loved how he looked. I loved that he was blacklight reflective. I love that it seems like there's lights in his hair. I'm not sure if that's accurate or if that's just how the reflection is of the black lights in this section. However, if you switch to the next part, he looks like E.T.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it makes sense because it's a jack-in-the-box. Most people, if they don't see this and they come to your house and they see this prop and they see him turning the crank, they're going to expect something to pop out of there, and his head does. I do think it will be a decent jump scare. So for this one, I would also say it's like a 7.5. We will be getting him. And I like that he's blacklight reflective. I love the rabbit. The rabbit is weird though too, because again, it's for Easter. So I guess if you wanted to do like, now you got a Easter, St. Patrick's Day, a freaking, Christmas guy. There was something else. I don't remember what was the very first one where I was like, I don't even get, why is it? I don't know. I can now see where you could do like a theme of other holidays, Halloween taking over other holidays. I really like how he looks. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Donnie Darko, if you've ever seen that movie. Not an easy movie to follow and understand, but again, these are some of the best props I think Home Depot has here. And actually, I go back, maybe I'd rate that clown a little bit higher. I want to see him face to face.
And another picture of him. Do you want me to skip?
Peter Cottontail. Yeah, we talked about it. I think he looks really good, though. This is the same dude that was outside, that I think is like Lord Raven, but better. All right, what do we got here? We got the pig dude again. That's another thing I didn't understand with Home Depot is they were like, hey, we're going to put multiple of the same animatronic in this display. What? I don't get it. I don't get it. Little skeleton dude over on the left. I mean, he's all right. Cool. Maybe a 4, 3. Pig dude. He's all right. He's not the best. Barber guy. Again, I can understand why he'd be scarier than a fisherman, but it's not scary. The only thing that would work with this is if you had an actor or another animatronic that looks like he was completely mangled. Scarred up faces, like how Mr. Toothy's face is, might make sense next to the dude, but I guess that wouldn't make sense because those are stitches. But, scarred up face or one of those masks where the skin flops off or something, But, yeah. So the Chucky, I believe, is a little different than the one that they had last year. I think the one last year was like looking down more. The Chucky looks all right. And, I think it's actually decent. The Tiffany looks decent. If you collected licensed props, I would assume that these are good choices. I'm not like the best when it comes to, even though I'm wearing a Chucky shirt right now, I'm not like the best when it comes to collecting Chucky dolls. That's another thing that never really scared me. It's a doll, bro. Like, throw you in the microwave. How's he gonna beat that?
Oh, and just like the movie, you've seen the movie, right? The kid tried to, or the mom tried to throw him in the fire, and he did not.
He can walk out of that.
It
You
didn't
shut the door in the
faze him.
microwave. What's he gonna do?
Well,
Melt.
they had the little thing that goes in front of the fire where you can't, the little, you know what I'm talking about? You can't get
Melt.
out, and he didn't die.
All you need, microwave door and a broomstick. He tries to come in, you just shove it again. Plastic's gonna be so soft it just right through his whole body. So, but I think that these are good. I would assume if you collected these that these would be like a 8, 9, somewhere around there.
Christmas.
So again, I'm going to be real about this. The Grinch makes no sense. It's not the Grinch's voice. It's the Grinch theme song, but his mouth moves. What? You're a mean one. He's talking about himself in third person now? Like, whatever. And we're a Grinch family. We like the Grinch, but I don't know. Also, do we have a close-up of this Santa?
I don't know.
Bro, this Santa looks like he is extremely tired. He looks like he might have been partaking in some of the mistletoe, if you know what I'm saying. Right? His eyes are slanted, squinty, like he's just like, dude, if you pulled the glasses up off your nose, you might be able to see Santa. But a Santa animatronic, dude, that's cool. I just don't like the eyes. But other than that, and I also do love, I will say this, I do love that they didn't make his beard white. It's more of a grayish, which, sometimes we get a Santa Claus and the white is the same color as the hat, and that bothers me. Just out of laziness of like painting or laziness of just like colors. I do like that they made his hair gray in this. And then Olaf. I don't know if Olaf talks or moves. I mean, there's a try me button. You know, hey, like, do kids even still like Frozen?
I think so. And I think that they did so well last year with the Minion. Remember that and how loud he was? They wanted to incorporate that.
The thing is the Minions kind of brain rottish, though. Like, the kids that are into Minions are like the kids that are into Skibbity Toilet and stuff like that.
I want to hear what he says. It's
He says,
probably cute.
I'm Olaf. I do things Olaf does. Like, unless
right.
they somehow made his body, like, move like BB-8 from Star Wars, where it would roll around, it would look cool, but I don't know. It's Olaf.
All right, next is the Big Santa.
That's the same Santa.
Is it? What do you mean it's the same?
You said the Big Santa.
I mean, I'm sorry, snowman, sorry.
Yeah, he looks a little flat on the back.
Yeah, it does.
But I believe that this is probably around 8 feet. You know what? I imagine that this is like that Santa Claus that we have in front of our house. Ooh. And in that case, I would kind of like him. Yeah. And I also like the what is that, little puppy on the present right there? Yeah. That's cute. That's cute. Those stackable right here, these stackable presents are a pain in the ass to put together, dude. We have some that only go up 3, not 4 like this, and they are such a pain to put together. Yep. Hate them. Absolutely hate them. Now we're talking. So we have this Santa, again, like I was saying, the white beard, white thing, same white color. Okay. We have this Santa. We have this deer, this deer of the rainish complexion. We have been looking for a sleigh.
Yes.
I was going, I was looking at spots and they were like, yeah, we have one, $4,500. Yep. $5,500, $6,500, and guess what else?
What?
$7,500, $8,500.
Yeah.
Guess what else?
10,000.
No, $9,500.
Oh,
Amy doesn't know how to count. Anyway, so we did look at this pretty up close in some pictures when Amy and I were checking this out, and it does seem to have a hollow bottom. But I don't mind that because I think that we would be able to make a bottom for it. And even if we can't, I'm thinking of photo opportunities. I would not put the Santa Claus in here. We have Santa actually comes to our house, kids, and gives out candy canes and hot cocoa every year, every Friday and Saturday and Sunday.
Friday, no, just Fridays and Saturdays.
Oh, okay. Every Friday and Saturday in December,
he
comes to our house. And we wanted a sleigh for people to take pictures with him. And Amy doesn't even have a choice. We're getting this sleigh.
Oh, no, I want him. I want him. I want it so bad. So bad. Are you ready to move on?
I am ready to move on. That 1995 called.
I like it.
Yeah, but there's nothing different about it, is my point. You could see, like, I feel like this is something that you would see at any store.
I want it. The one we had last year broke.
It didn't break. We fixed it. But but this one does look better than the one we had
I want
last
that.
year. I mean, yeah.
I want it.
Okay. But again, it's not like your crown jewel. I don't know. It's sleigh, I'm going to say 10 out of 10. A 9 out of 10 because I wish it had a bottom. This dude's like a 6 out of 10.
I would give it an 8. All right, next up.
No. I don't like them. They're cute, but when they're like one solid piece and you can tell it's one solid piece, I just feel like it takes away from it. 3. Little dog is like I don't know, he's kind of cute. His body's a present. 4. All right. This I actually like.
I love it. It's so cute.
This I actually like. I want this. I want that mailbox that we've seen year after year after year. We keep seeing all these different, like letters to Santa mailboxes. I actually really like this. I think it's really cute. I don't know about for outdoors, maybe by a tree, but I think it's adorable. I'd give it a 9. I like it a lot. Okay. So, Goofy looks amazing. Goofy's 10 by 10, 10 out of 10, every day, all day. Goofy looks so dang good. The way that they have his fingers, where it's like, they just look cartoonish. I like that they don't have him standing, because if somebody wanted to take a picture with him, usually it's going to be little kids. This is perfect. I don't necessarily like that Mickey doesn't have a shirt on. I don't know if he's supposed to and they just forgot to put it on. It looks strange.
I didn't notice that.
It looks weird around his waist. So I'm going to assume that he was supposed to have like a Christmas sweater and they forgot to put it on. The one that they had in the past for Mickey is dressed more festive. Minnie, I don't remember if that's the same Minnie that they had in the past. They used to have a Donald. Now that Goofy's out, I would be okay with getting a Mickey, Minnie, and a Donald to go with Goofy. But out of all of them, Goofy is by far the best.
Aiden Minotti said, I would have preferred Pluto. That would be cute.
Pluto would be cute, but Goofy looks amazing.
Yeah. All right. Next up.
Next up is Lowe's, which I want to say something. Okay, and this doesn't have to... I want to say something about Lowe's is that for years and years and years, there used to be a joke about Lowe's Blows. Their Halloween stuff sucked. The last few years, though, they've really stepped up. And so let's just roll right into it. I put my foot in my mouth. So
many people, though, want that DJ. That's super popular. I know Jaden wants it. Among other people.
Yeah,
but
and like if you do the Reaper band thing, like it's cool. I mean, you throw a DJ in there. Why not? You know what I mean? Like it I don't think it's bad. I just don't know where usually he would have to have a mixer, and he doesn't have a mixer, does he? It's just 2 turntables. I don't know. I used to DJ a long time ago. And right now it would just sound like 2 songs playing at the exact same time. Not even on the same BPM or the same speed. It would just be 2 songs. But I'm being nitpicky. If you're into the Reaper band thing, you're going to throw a party, like a Halloween party, this would be dope. For a normal haunted house, though, I don't know if you're trying to scare people, that's not the vibe.
And next up.
All right, so first off, you can see at the bottom right down here, the Frankenweenie dog. I love him. He looks awesome. However, I do feel like they could have given the dog from Corpse Bride. It would have made more sense, but I love that they did Frankenweenie. I love Frankenweenie the movie. It looks really good. It kind of reminds me of that show Family Dog from back in the 90s, if you've ever... looked it up. So these guys compared to the spirit ones, I like the spirit ones better. They both look like a car's about to run them over. And you know, the spirit ones, the cool thing about those is that they would talk to each other. They would like sing, you can sync them up. I don't know if these do. And I also don't understand these companies that are like, they're competing with one another and they're going, hey, those people had the IP for it last year. Let's do the same thing but worse this year. I don't get it. Lowe's, you should have hollered at me, dude. I can help you guys out, bro, because this was not the move. You guys could have done 2 other really good male-female counterparts of scary / kiddish movies, and it would have been way better than doing something that your biggest competitor did just last year. So I don't know, it's not exciting. Frankenweenie, though, that was a good one. I like the Frankenweenie dog.
All right, next up.
Witch Cauldron. Next. Yeah, so this is like their version of a Mega Wolf. I'm assuming it looks like it was done by, I'm assuming Techie. But it wasn't remember there was that cool Mega Wolf, and then the other one from Halloween Costumes that moves, or is that, yeah, Halloween Costumes.
No, it was
Yeah, it was at Big Lots, and then it's at Halloween Costumes now. That moves super fast. It's cool. Especially if you do. That's the other thing is, thank God that someone made a werewolf where he's not wearing a flannel. It's like it's like only lumberjacks turn into werewolves. Every werewolf was wearing a flannel pretty much up until this guy. So, but I think he looks good. It reminds me of a mask that has come out for years and years and years that they sell at like Spirit and Party City, things of that nature. There's another Gravedigger, which.
Wait, hold on. I have to do this real quick. Jaden said, please tell me you've seen the video of the wolf. It's not techie, and it's genuinely one of the worst props ever. It talks.
So I haven't seen the video
What is
of
it saying?
Does he go, I'm a werewolf?
What does it say?
Howl!
That is
Does he
very
say,
weird.
I'm wet from this blood. I need a towel. Howl. Home Depot sold an owl. Colin Powell. I don't know. Like,
Oh my gosh. All right, we ready to go next?
I was hoping it was more of like a mega wolf type of movement, but if it just talks, then another Gravedigger. It's like, I want some originality. The dude with the pumpkin, is that the dude that's, I mean,
I think so.
it's the same.
Spirit did that,
Yeah,
Gordo.
like, come on, guys.
All right, next
Again,
up.
Lowe's, holla at your boy. Have we seen video of this guy?
Yes.
Does he just talk? I like how he looks, but you can tell it's like one of those plastic mouth ones where it's like gonna get this guy too because it's a clown. I do like that he has a balloon animal. We haven't seen a balloon animal. We've seen a lot of balloons. We have not seen a balloon animal. I wish it was a latex face though. And his costume, like, there was a clown we saw. Somebody had we'll get to it. But another clown that we're going to see during this live stream, somebody, and we'll get to it, chose to make the clown costume a little more original and not just polka dots or stripes. And I'm appreciative of that. But still like this clown.
All right, next up.
That's a Sunstar Witch. It just gave us a virus. Saw this dude last year, which I absolutely loved. However, they messed up on the name. They should have listened to me when I said to name him Gutterball, and they named him Standing Upside Down Bowling Pin Clown or something like that. Bringing him back, I'm not surprised because I know this guy sold pretty damn well. I remember it was probably still I guess it was a week or maybe even 2 weeks before Halloween, and our local Lowe's had to sell, or I don't know if they had to, but they sold their display piece on it. And somebody had knocked the legs loose, which is a real easy fix, but I was there when someone was getting a discount on him. And I kind of pulled the people to a side and I was like, hey, it's super easy to fix those legs. And, but I love this guy. Really cool. And he looks really good with the animatronic from Spirit that has a turning head and bowling pins as well. It's a good combo. They're similar but different. That's what these companies need to be looking at. Not similar but similar.
All right, next up is
The Hitchhiking Ghosts. I love them. I wish they were way bigger though.
Right.
If they were full size would be dope. They're not. I like them. I'll even say I love for small type of thing. I just wish that they were bigger. And is that Master Gracie behind them, that picture?
I think so. Yeah.
Like a Haunted Mansion picture that probably changes. But dude, if they just come up with a full-size Hatbox Ghost would be awesome. Like, I would have them just for my office.
All right, ready for next?
Mm-hmm. Is this a 12-foot guy?
I believe so.
It's pretty dang tall. But see,
A
this is what
vampire?
I'm talking about when you use, and I can't tell from here, Amy, you could probably tell better, but when you use the plastic head versus the latex head. Now I get that, like, the latex, it messes up and all of this other stuff. It can dry rot, especially if it's going to be outdoor rated like this guy. But when you can see the slits, bro, right? Is that what he has going on in his head? Like, there's got to be a way to move on from the same mouth movements and stuff like that we've been using for the last 15 years. Maybe it's blood. I don't know. I don't know. I do think that, Nosferatu, which I was trying to get Amy to watch the movie that came out last year. She wasn't really interested because I don't think she even understands who he is. I do think I'm glad that they're doing a vampire, but like not a Count Dracula, right? Not the guy that turns into a bat. This Nosferatu, I think I like it when it's a pale, creepy looking, frail looking dude. His hands look a little too thick for me. I wish they were a little more proportionate to his forearm. Look how skinny his forearm is versus that hand, the open palm. It looks like, remember that Ludacris video where he had gigantic hands? Oh, yeah. That's kind of what it looks like. But, I think this is cool. If it's 12 feet, that's cool. If it's 10 feet. It's 12. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I have 4 out of, not the best 12-footer, so.
All right, and... Plague Doctor, that clown.
Plague Doctor, the dude in the middle, like, again, how many freaking dead butlers are you going to have? At least this one looks a little more skull-ish. The clown that pops up is like a peekaboo penny type thing, I think. Like, its head pops up, I imagine. It looks like it's cheap, but I'll probably still get it. I want to see what it looks like. And I also want to see how tall it pops up. I do think it will scare some little kids depending on how quick it goes up, but it would be one of those, what I call a filler prop for us. One of those props that you put in there it's not going to be the, hey, everybody, look at this cool, amazing animatronic and everything. It's just one of those ones that kind of fills in a blank spot for us. These other ones, I don't even think they deserve a comment, to be frank.
All right, and this is the last one, the Mickey.
Okay, so
Casper.
The Casper blow mold's kind of cool. I wish they did more blow molds, and make them look vintage, even if they aren't. The Mickey is cool. Again, if you're going to do something that's like cutesy, or, you want to do a Disney themed something or other, the Mickey is cool. It would have been great if they had Mickey and Pluto and Goofy and Minnie and Donald. Something where people could do a whole theme, which that's kind of what Lowe's did last year. They had a huge themed piece of nautical stuff. It was a bunch of underwater things, and I didn't really see an overall theme with Lowe's this year, but I think the Mickey is pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah, we're going into the next one.
All right, you'll have to give me a moment.
So we are still going to go over Morris costumes. It's going to be a longer live, guys, so I hope that you're strapped in. Hope you're ready to roll. Hope you're ready to do this like Brodus, because you know this. Right? We're still going to do Morris costumes. You might have heard us talk about it live on TikTok when we were at Transworld. We're still going to talk about Halloween costumes. We're still going to talk about Haunted Hill Farm. Before Amy pulls all of that up, I do want to say East Coast Haunters Convention, again, is in like 3 weeks. We will be there. We will be helping our good buddy Jack at Jacked Up Builds with his booth. We will be helping him set up, and I'll be trying to slang some of his super dope masks, help our buddy out. He is extremely talented. And so if you're going to be in the Pennsylvania state or area in the next few weeks, just Google East Coast Haunters Convention and get yourself some tickets. There's also going to be some haunt stuff as well, like going to like Hershey Park. Mm-hmm. And there's some other haunted houses and things that we can check out. I know that Amy and I and a whole group of other YouTubers are going to be going to Hershey Park. And from my understanding, they're closing down the whole park for us. So that's super cool. But go and get your stuff now. We'd love to see you guys. Come and say hi. Amy, we got to come up with our giveaway. What are we going to be doing for giveaways this year?
We're going to be doing stickers, remember?
I know, but we didn't come up with a design.
Yeah, we need to do that.
We like to switch it up every once in a while.
Yeah, this one's going to be pretty cool.
Is it?
Yes. I want it to be different. All right.
What do you want it to be?
I don't know yet, but it's going to be cool.
Oh, remember back in the day they used to have puffy stickers?
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I wonder if they still make those.
All right. You ready?
Yes. Yes. All right. Here is Morris Costumes. So a lot of these we saw.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. A lot of these we saw face to face. Do you mind zooming in just a little bit on that? Like, there's the top left-hand corner where you can just hit the...
No, you mean right here.
There you go. A lot of these we saw face to face. The stuff on the top right, the dolls, not really even going to comment on. The $189 groundbreaking Reaper. Amy, what did you think about that Reaper right there in the middle?
Honestly, I didn't really like any Morris costumes, to be honest.
None?
No.
Okay, you and I are going to have a kickboxing match.
And I know that you got animated clown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, did not like him at all.
Well, I do.
And the scissors guy.
I actually think that the animated clown, quality-wise, looked better than the scissors clown, but both of them did not work. Or, they would have to finagle it to get it to work. The clown, the animated clown guy, so he holds a pink stuffed animal and then it shoots out at you. I got him because we have a clown holding a stuffed animal, and we have the girl that rips off the stuffed animal head. So it makes sense to go with those other themed pieces. The little giggling witch, nah, whatever. Like all these, there's a lot of these are the cheap ones that, I don't know, I'm just,
Yeah, remember there's...
Apocalypse Twins, like,
yeah. All right.
Whatever.
Next.
All right, so Snippers the Clown. So we did order Snippers the Clown as well. And I was under the belief that last year, or not last year, a couple years ago, the guy that was holding the bear, I think from Lowe's, that he was supposed to have this, that they were going to do scissors with him, and that they couldn't really get it to work well. From my understanding, I don't know how accurate that is. It's just my horrible memory, okay? So when they did this guy, cool. I just wish that these scissors looked more real. But again, it's like at the same time, this isn't meant to be some. This is more of like a filler clown, like I was saying. I would think it would be really cool if I could somehow have a rope right by him and maybe an anvil hanging where it looks like he's going to cut it. That would make sense, make it a little like cartoon Tom and Jerry type of gag. There's another cauldron stirring something or other, and a zombie couple. I didn't really, nothing at Morris really made me do a backflip this year, to be honest.
I don't know if you want to look at any of these, but...
Yeah, I wanted to look at that 6-foot animated clown, but I think that's Sunstar. So I think Sunstar's trying to step up their animatronics by giving them... Can you zoom in on that one? I think Sunstar's trying to step up their props by giving them 2 legs instead of just one pull up their butt. Like I know if you scroll down a little bit, Amy. Oh yeah, like the clown with the chainsaw, for instance, and the clown with the baseball bat on the left. I am appreciative that they are getting away from the, like the 8-foot animated clown in the middle. They're getting away from that, where it's like a stick up the butt and 2 legs just willy-nilly hanging out. But again, it's like, dude, again, Sunstar, I'm I'm cool that you guys are trying to do better, but like you guys could do way better. You really could. You really could. So, you know, I don't know. If they wanted to toss these over to me for free, I'd get them, but I don't know about purchasing any of these.
All right, next.
Sunstar, and again, like the one on the right, that's the one I'm talking about with the stick up the butt. Like,
Yeah.
it's the same ones over and over. I don't know how they even stay in business at this point. Someone's got to be buying them.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll also say, like, I know that I had some kind of Sunstar something or other when I first started collecting stuff because I didn't know better. And I was like, oh, here's one that's cheap. And then it came and it was cheap.
Yep.
So, you know, I got something for you, and it's not a balloon. And he's holding a balloon, but his hand is still like this. It's like, I got something for you, and it's not a balloon. But he's holding a balloon. Like, I don't know. Whack. Them trying to do a clown stack is just freaking hilarious. I didn't see that. This is the first time I've seen that, and that is freaking horrible. Oh my God. Holy crap, that is bad. That is freaking bad. This girl on the wooden horse makes that other girl on the tricycle look like a freaking Scare Factory prop. Like, oh my gosh. Morris, what are you doing, bro? Like, I guess this is what happens when you get purchased by Finger Hut or whoever bought them. Some, you know, the company that sells like rubber duckies or whatever. What was that company that bought Morris?
Oriental Training.
Yeah. Finger traps and you know, plastic slinkies. Like, this is just bad. Again, can we just, I don't know. Like, this is just not any good. Hanging props, I don't even want to see the hanging props. I'm not interested in hanging props at all.
Oh yeah.
And whatever. Again, wait, go back a couple. Right there. Is that Winnie the Pooh skeleton? You see what I'm talking about? On the bottom.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, doesn't that look like Winnie the Pooh skeleton?
I guess.
Lame. I just.
That's cool.
What the?
Candy bowl, Jack Skellington.
Yeah, that candy bowl's cool. I know for a fact that there would be people that would buy that disco skull. I know people that probably have something similar to it right now. Like, we personally know people like stuff like that. Someone's going to buy that because they're not looking at it the way that we look at Halloween. They look at it as, oh, that's a little cute thing for me to put on my countertop or something of that nature, you know?
Wow, look at this.
Pig skeleton. What do you do?
I'm sorry.
Wait, you're going backwards.
There.
Pig skeleton. What? Elephant skeleton. Goose skeleton.
Look, that's their.
How big is that? Scroll down a little.
Oh, I'm gonna try. Let's see, because I was having issues. Yeah, it's not.
Oh, there it goes. It said 48 inches.
Yeah, no.
It's
Definitely.
yeah, that's 4 feet tall. Lights it lights up, but the arms don't. I don't know. It just no.
No.
Wait. Go back. Actually, Amy, you say no, but there's something on this, Amy, that you saw last year and you liked. Mm-hmm. Saw it at AGB.
No.
Yep. That guy on this.
Oh, you're talking about
little
this
guy
one?
right here. Yep. You saw him at HEB and you're like,
I
oh,
wouldn't
it's kinda
want
cute.
him at all.
The gnome skeleton's kind of cool. Like if you were just gonna, put it in your garden or something and not really decorate super hardcore for Halloween, the gnome skeleton's kind of cute. But again, like how many half bear?
What?
Look, it's donkey. Like how? Yeah, birds in an egg. What? I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so hold on. This is them getting Yeah, that does not look like Chucky. That looks like Charles, his older brother. Is that Party City's? I can't see. Is that Party City or even Spirit's Leatherface on the left?
I don't know.
It looks like it. The Freddy is this, and Jason are the same ones that we've seen a billion times over. I think that Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that. Like, but that Leatherface looks very familiar, at least from this angle, and I'm far away from it, so I can't really see it. All right.
Lowe's Leatherface is what Jaden said.
Got you. Okay. Lowe's Leatherface. What did the Lowe's Leatherface do? Because Party City just went.
And then
Spirits did
Spirit,
it.
yeah,
Hula
went in a
hooped.
circle. I don't remember what this one did.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I need a Leatherface with a chainsaw so I can convert it into an Art the Clown due to Terrifier 3. But
All right.
yeah, I mean, you got some blow molds going on, but again, they don't look like the old classic blow molds. So this Pennywise clown on the left, that doll, I actually found at Walmart when we were looking for stuff for 5 Points gift shop. And it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
We got it for 90% off. So I think it was a total of $4 or $3 or something like that.
Wow.
And I really wanted to keep him for myself, but I gave it to Brick for his gift shop. So yeah, but it's cute. It's a little stuffed animal guy. It's not as cute as I almost fell out of my chair. Not as cute as this guy, but you know, he's cute nonetheless.
Do we want to?
No, especially not animal masks.
Oh my god.
Okay, hold on though. I do want to look here because no, I don't. None of these look. Well, that ground. Wait. That skeleton one, depending on how tall he is, looks kind of cool. It says colossal. If it was huge, it would look cool, but I don't know. Looks like it's maybe 6 feet tall. Next. Got some turkeys going on. The stitch coming out of a pumpkin. I can see somebody on our street putting that in front of their house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next. What does that say? Old hag from.
Snow White.
Oh, I can't see it from here. And is that a coffin on the left that opens up?
Yep.
Next. I'm not really an inflatable guy. Until they start breaking out the Leatherface inflatable. Holy moly. That's that looks hilarious. I would have the Leatherface inflatable looks like Diary of a Wimpy Kid for some reason. it just looks hilarious. He looks so happy. He's like, "Hey guys, you want to go do some scaring?" Hey guys. So that's I mean, inflatables, I guess. The Chucky one. Oh, Amy.
That one doesn't look scary. That doesn't even look like her.
The Reagan. The Pennywise looks similar to the doll, and it also looks like that inflatable that I wanted before that you put in the passenger side seat of your car.
Yeah.
The nun one looks, compared to all of these, the nun looks scary.
Yeah.
And the inflatable Zero would actually probably look. We might have to look at that inflatable Zero for Christmas. You know what I mean? I think it would look really good. So the inflatable Zero, we need to think about that. Okay, here goes Christmas stuff. Giant Nutcracker. Amy always loves the Nutcrackers.
Don't want that one.
Oh, okay. You don't want the T-Rex nativity scene?
No.
Oh, okay. Inflatable Bumble.
Outhouse?
Yeah, he opens the door. I don't know why that's such a big thing of Santa taking a dump, why people are so infatuated with it. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like it happens a lot. You see a lot of Santa taking a crap. Next. How many Grinches do... Hey, you want the Grinch with the ornament or the Grinch with the sock? Next. Whoa. That's a big cock.
Stop it.
It is. It's $94.50.
What the?
Oh, dude, it's a snowman pooping out snowballs. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, who the hell would want that? Yeah, hey, you want to see a penguin play with poop? Like, I just don't get it.
Oh my gosh.
I don't get it. No. Next. I can see people using like the Stitch and the Hello Kitty and the Bluey. I could see people buying all of these. But okay, look, there's a freaking dog pissing on a snowman. Like, what is with all the pee poop stuff? Morris Costumes coming in for 2025 with all the pee pee poo poo. The poo poo and pee pee.
Oh, those are cute.
Those are cute. The gingerbreads. The gingerbreads are cute. Oh, and look, they got Zero with a candy cane too. So I prefer the original, but the gingerbread ones are cute. That's about it. Oh, look, the Car Buddy Elf. That's the one you put in your passenger seat, and it looks better than that Will Ferrell animatronic that came out. Next. You're welcome. Yes. Yikesy said, someone has a fetish there. Yeah. Scott Morris, what are you into, bro?
Oh gosh.
All right, we have...
Let's do, oh, I didn't realize that I was still sharing. Oh, no, I wasn't. So we have Haunted Hill.
Hold on, Jaden said, the dog peeing on the snowman is so funny. There's a yellow LED that pulsates on the snowman to make it look like he's actually peeing.
Wow.
R Canine, R Kelly. All right. This one I've been wanting to talk about.
So I have individual photos except for the top 3.
Well, the top in the middle is one of my favorite props of all time. The coat rack monster. I'm glad that he's back. I'm glad that they didn't change his name. Haunted Hill Farms in the past has changed names of beloved animatronics. So instead of like Harvester of Souls, it will be like Soul Harvester. Actually, is that what it's called on this one? In the middle?
In the middle?
Yeah.
The top middle?
No.
Oh, Soul Harvester.
Exactly. So, but let's go through these individuals, the ones that are...
That I have?
Yeah.
All right.
This dude I love. This is what I was saying. Of an animatronic that doesn't have polka dots or stripes. I think he's scary looking. I know he has mouth movement. His mouth movement...
Whoa! Your donation calls for a celebration.
Super chat, Amy.
Alrighty, this is from East Point Necropolis for $19.99 and says, do you have any plans in the near future of making any of your own animatronics?
Do you mind bringing me up on the big screen here?
Yes, sir.
So, East Point. For a while now, I've talked to multiple animatronic companies, and I explained to them that there is a collector community when it comes to animatronics. And I explained to them that it would be okay to do limited run animatronics. I've explained to them that almost the more limited run, probably the better guarantee that they would sell. Now, they would have to be quality, so they would have to at least be your typical techie, SVI, those quality type of props. We wouldn't be able to do a Sunstar in that case. But if you were able to have, limited to 100 or limited to 200 animatronics that were customized or created specifically by yours truly, we've proven in the past that if we do have a limited run, that we would be able to sell them and sell them quickly. There has been conversations. Again, nobody has pulled the trigger just yet, but nobody has not pulled the trigger just yet. So we're still in discussions with it. And I would love to be able to say to you guys that in 2026, we'll have something available for you. I'm trying to. I mean, how amazing would it be if our logo, for instance, this guy, like a 12-footer of this dude, or even like this guy because of the way his hands are, like Hugs, or even like the way that how fast Mega Wolf moved. You know what I mean? Like, I think that, and it wouldn't just be clowns that I would roll out. Of course, I would have to at least roll out a couple clowns, but it wouldn't just be clowns. And that's one thing that I'm really trying to let these folks know. Dude, there is a collector's market for this stuff. So, and sometimes it can be as simple as a reskin that is a huge improvement that people would rather get instead of having something that they currently have. So, great question. Hopefully this answer isn't too long-winded and you understand what I'm getting at here. But we are definitely trying. We are actively having conversations about this with multiple companies. And there's one in particular I want to have them pull the trigger. But, obviously right now is a busy time for them. But they know who they are. Ding! All right. Owe you a song, my brother. East Point with the dope-ass question in 1999. East Point with the dope-ass question. I'm gonna rhyme. Amy needs to help me with my song. Help me with my lyrics. We're checking out animatronics from everybody except Spirit. Woo-hoo!
That was good.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna rhyme, but you got it.
I did it myself then, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much, East Point. Appreciate
Alright,
you,
hold
brother.
on a sec. I have to clear this. All right, let's go back to the clown.
So this clown, his mouth is kind of like we've seen in the past, the pumpkins that open up and they have the little stringy mouth. That part I'm not a fan of, but I don't hate it. It's still something we haven't seen in a full-size animatronic. Definitely not something we've seen in anything except for a pumpkin. But the way that this guy looks is awesome. Now, it did say that the eyeball in the ice cream cone moves, but do we have the other picture on this one or no? You can see in some of the pictures, though, that it's not actually just the eyeball that moves, which I wish it was just the eyeball. It's like half of the ice cream cone that moves. So it sucks, though, because the drips, when it's moving, doesn't line up, right? That part I'm not super happy with, but I do love the way this guy looks. And again, we have ice cream clowns. We have neon ice cream clown. We have ice cream clown with that, we converted into a 2-leg prop, but it was a singular prop. We have freaking two-headed two scoops, right? This guy would go really good with the other ice cream clowns. And this guy is so far, out of all of the clowns, by far my favorite. Out of all the clowns of all the companies we've seen so far.
What would you rate him? And then also we need to ask what they would rate.
This guy I'm rating a 9 to 9.5.
Wow. Yeah, he looks awesome. Really cool. Detail is amazing.
All right, let's roll into the other ones. So this is a newer version of Harvester of Souls, essentially. Thank you. And I like this idea because we have Harvester Souls that we converted into a clown. It didn't really go the way that I wanted it to. And also the mech on the other one with tilting it was a little too ambitious. It was really dope, but picking the kid up, tilting the arms on it was rough. This one, I don't think you're going to have a lot of the same issues that Harvester of Souls has. I do like the book. that this witch is holding. I guess we'd call it a witch. I do like that they have the kid being a full standing kid. It actually looks like a normal sized kid, whereas usually the animatronics that incorporate kids, the kids are a little bit smaller. The concept is dope. The face looks dope. I wish the hat and the costume were a little bit better, but you probably could, upgrade and do some things to the costume if you wished so. But I think that this is a really, really, really good take on Harvester of Souls. I actually like it more than I like Harvester of Souls. This, I would also say, is like a 9. I think that this is, so far, these first 2 that we've seen from these guys is like dope.
All right, next up.
This one, if you actually look at the face, can you scroll in a little more? It actually looks very similar to, can you get close to the face or no?
Yeah.
It actually looks very similar to the Harvester of Souls face, the original Harvester of Souls. The face, I have a very, very, very strong feeling that it's just it's the same mold. They added hair to it, maybe changed some stuff a little bit to it, but for the most part, it is very Harvester of Souls-ish looking on the face, which is terrifying. Don't get me wrong, this is a creepy looking prop. I think this is a prop that's gonna pop out like Emmeline.
I don't know.
Will you make it a little bit smaller so I can see the?
It looks like it.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive this is going to be more of like an Emmeline type of mech, which Emmeline was dope. I do. I think you can see all of that. There's a reason why it has so much fabric in the back.
Mr. Dark, then.
I don't think this would be a Mr. Dark look.
I think so. Because
You think it's going to jump up?
Emmeline was a little bit more like horizontal with its base. Mr. Dark looked exactly like this with all of that fabric.
You may have a point.
Yeah.
It may be Mr. Darkish, but I still think it's super dope. And I think what I've been hearing is that the jaw is like on a just kind of bolts, right? So as it moves, type thing, is what I imagine. So this one, I'm also going to give it like even if it's a Mr. Dark, it looks a hell of a lot better than that red Mr. Dark that came out from Spirit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
what was it? Hellspawn?
yeah. So I'm still going to give this guy like a 9.
So it looks like Mr. Bruh gave it a 9. Mario Sonic Freddy, 9.5. I gave it a 9.
Jaden says it's like a darling. He thinks it's going to be like a darling dolly skin. I don't remember
I don't
what
know.
darling
Wait, do
Dolly
you know
did.
for sure, Jaden?
He
Because
said, I think.
I don't know about that. I don't know. All right, we ready to go to the next one?
Yep. This looks trash. This looks like the freaking underworld clown, but it looks cheap. I'm not a fan of this at all. Dude, this is like a 2.
What is it even going to do?
It probably is just gonna, you know what I mean? Like, if they put like a Mr. Dark type of mech on this thing, where the arms like stayed on the ground, but it just looked like he grew, would be dope. But this thing looks like it's Sunstar trying to do an underworld clown or something. You know what I mean? Like, not interested. Whack. 2. Freaking pumpkin guy.
All right, I think that's it. Let me
No, there's got to be more, right?
no.
Oh. Okay.
I can make sure, but just give me a second.
Well, we can roll into Halloween costumes.
Oh, I do have one more. I'm sorry.
Yeah, see, I told you. I told you.
All right, and the last one is
The last one is, this thing also looks, I will say though, I did see like a side picture of this. It's very thin, but I do think for a budget type of prop, to have a mausoleum is kind of cool. It is, you can tell by looking at it. I can tell looking at it from here, and it's not even like blown up or anything, that it's that, I hate that like cheesecloth fabric type. What else had that? The Jack in the Box from Home Depot had it. Pretty much anything that has that, for some reason they make a box, they make it with this kind of crap, and it just rips up. I mean, I don't know. Again, cool little discount prop. It's a lot better than getting a Sunstar prop. If it was just looking at discount props, I'd say, hey, it's like a 7. When you're looking at like realistic, like home market props, this is like a 4. I believe the door opens, and it's super thin. So
Mario, Sonic, Freddy gave it a 5. Mr. Bra gave it a 3.
No, that's the last one.
Oh, that is
Junk,
Underworld.
yeah.
Okay, well,
You gave it a 7? You gave this thing a 7, Amy? What is wrong with you?
why are you hating?
What do you mean? You would give this thing a 7?
Out of 10, it's not. That's not good.
Bro, yes, a 7 out of 10.
7 is not good.
What are you talking about?
It's not
7
good.
out of 10 is a decent
Hey,
prop.
Blackjack Radar gave it an 8.
Blackjack
okay?
Radar is saying 8 out of 100.
What? Chris and
E.G.
Sophia
Hunt
said
said
rather have
3.
Sunstar?
Yeah, dude, this is not good, Amy.
Oh my god.
Look, 0 out of 10, young crouchy boy. You're over here giving this a 7, bro? I'm ashamed. This is embarrassing.
I would never get it,
Oh my
but
gosh. Yeah, you're right. You never would, because I wouldn't allow that thing in our house.
oh my gosh.
The last folks that we're going to check out tonight is Halloween costumes. And Amy,
Yeah.
we have one of these props in our house right now.
Oh yes, we do. We sure do. You'll
We
have
have an unboxing that we will be doing probably tomorrow.
to. We need to.
And then
And then
we will be doing
oh yeah,
a
we're gonna be doing a giveaway.
giveaway for
We're
it.
giving him away
We are
to one of
giving
you.
away a full-sized animatronic from
HalloweenCostumes.com.
HalloweenCostumes.com. It will be opened one time just for our unboxing, but you will have the Psychotic Circus of Savannah version of it, which is the exact version of everybody else's, but I coughed on it a couple times.
All right.
So we will be doing an unboxing here very, very, very soon of it. And then, like I said, be giving it away to one of you. So make sure if you are not subscribed that you do. We will probably be doing a live, like, little wheel spinny thingy,
Oh yeah.
or maybe
Yeah.
a contest. I don't know. Some kind of
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
something. But we'll be giving it away to you guys. And it's a nice prop. It's not a Sunstar prop. So
All right.
let's roll into these.
First up-
YouTube?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You're showing their whole video though, Amy. You have to like
What do you mean?
we're gonna get copywritten because you're showing their whole screen. Right there, you're already showing their whole screen.
Okay, hold on.
We're getting screwed.
No, I thought if you're doing a
Bro, no, we have to be in part of that.
you are.
No, we're not. We're in part of the YouTube screen, but not the video screen. You see what I'm saying? Like right now, if it was behind me, we'd be good to go because my head is in the middle of it. But you're showing the whole video. and
Okay,
just
so
me
you want me
over
to
the
put you
corner.
in the middle.
No, not in the middle, but make it full-sized, but with my thing in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying?
I think so.
Like if it was this whole YouTube video and you made it the full size of the screen, I'd just be kicking it like right here in this corner. Boop, boop.
That's what you're
That's
talking
not
about
what you
like
did.
this.
Yes, but that's not what you did.
Okay.
Just saying. All right.
All
So, and pause. We saw this guy face to face
We did.
at Transworld. And he was dope, in my opinion. His saw spins way faster than you expect this to turn. It is not like, a spirit prop where it's like on the saw. The saw spins pretty dang fast.
Yeah.
I like this guy because he's not, a pig head or something. Just looks like a crazy human being with a crazy saw. And I absolutely like this guy. You want to keep playing? I would give this guy also I'd give him like an 8. I don't necessarily like that the eyes light up, but if I had it, I would unplug the eyes. You can't even see on the video when it shows the saw. You can't tell how fast it's going because I believe that the saw is spinning faster than the frame rate of the camera, so it looks blurry or even looks like it's going slower than it really does. But it's pretty dang quick. I would give that guy a solid 8.
Yeah, let's see what everybody's gonna rate it.
You gonna read it?
Yeah, I hold on a second.
Okay, I'll do it. E.G. Hans also gave it an 8. Jaden said, I really love this one, but I definitely would touch up some things on it. It's made really well. I'm really impressed with it. I was too. Mr. Bruh gives it an 8. JB Holidays gives it an 8. Black Jack Radar gives it a 10. Seth Jones says, kind of reminds me of Cabal from Mortal Kombat. HH Graphics gave it a 2. Wow, only a 2. That's interesting. Tamara gave it an 8. Young Crouchy Boy gave it a 10. Chris and Sophia gave it a 6. The 2 and the 6 I'm really surprised by. I could understand a 7, but a 2, that just seems crazy. That seems crazy. All right, let's go on to the next one.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Tell me if you want me to pause it.
So will you go back to that first shot? Okay, so I will say this, okay? I do like that they said, hey, let's do a zombie a little bit different. Let's give him one leg. And how this thing stands up on just one leg, I'm actually very surprised with, because it doesn't seem like that leg is in the middle of the weight distribution for the prop. But it seemed very sturdy when we saw it at Transworld. However, push play. I'm going to have you pause it in a few seconds here. Okay, pretty good zombie looking face, I guess. Not really a fan of the eyes, but cool, whatever, right? This right here, car wash. I get that they're trying to give the impression that there's like blood shooting everywhere, but why is his skin spinning and his guts spinning, and it looks like a car wash. E.G. Hunt says, if I got it, I would unplug the spinning guts. I would do the same. I would let that thing hang. It looks like, it just reminds me of a car wash. So I'd say it's like, because of point, again, I have to give it points for having the one leg and being sturdy. Again, I touched the thing. I wanted to see, is this thing going to snap and all this other stuff? So it was made sturdy. I was very surprised by it. But the hand, I have to deduct points off that hand, dude. I'm giving like a... I want to say 4 to 4.5, but even a 4.5 I feel is too high. I'm gonna say 4, dude. The spinning thing just kills it. Absolutely kills it. I loved the one leg, and then when you saw the spin thing, it's like, I see what you're trying to do, but it didn't do it. 4.5, somewhere in there.
All right. Well, you want to go to the next one or see what everybody thinks?
You tell me what everybody thinks.
Right now, Jaden has answered and gave it a 5. Chris and Sophia gave it a 4. That is all so far. I think the detail is good. I just don't like the.
Blackjack radar. Plus, judging by the appearance, the man must have not been bitten, but had been beaten up and tortured a lot and ended up reanimated. That's true. Mario Sonic Freddy, give it a 9, bro. That's cool. Do you have any advice? My slim snapped in half at the waist. I don't know how. I need to take mine and look at it. I'm not sure why it would snap at the waist, though, because it doesn't really seem like there's a lot of pressure on the waist of that guy. You know, he just kind of... Yeah. So, I don't know. Are you jumping on it or something? Contact Spirit. Sometimes they have extra pieces even years after. So, I know it sounds weird, but I would still contact them. Blackjack Radar said 9. No spinning guts, but I like the fact that the zombie has hair, which that's a good point. Said unlike most Spirit Halloween zombies that are bald. Oh, and Chris and Sophia, they have a slim animatronic for sale. So hit up Chris and Sophia, go to their channel, comment on something. You guys talk, and maybe you can get a brand new slim.
All right, you ready to go into the next one?
I am. So this is the Brick Thunder designed dragon head, actor matronic. And I will say, will you pause it real quick? At Transworld, feeling the head of this dragon is freaking amazing. The quality of that dragon head is extremely high. Extremely high. It is like a foam-filled silicone. The paint job on it, which I understand is, it's the prototype or whatever, but the paint job on it looked great. There was some drama. Am I allowed to talk about this?
No. But anyway, so yes, I absolutely love this. We, if you watched our live when we were at Transworld, we were here at this booth quite a bit, and we were able to show you guys what this looked like and how awesome it was.
You can set a fog machine up to this. It comes with a black sheet, which the lighting here, they put the light behind the sheet, so it doesn't really do it justice in this paused piece right here. But typically, you wouldn't be able to see that there's a human behind it.
It's because the light.
Right, that's what I just said. Oh. It's awesome, especially for being released to a home haunter. Right, there's other companies that make gigantic puppet things, right? Cool, fine and dandy. Freaking $12,000 for a puppet. Whereas with this, couple $100, very, very, very similar. Maybe not as large, but you're getting the same exact effect. And the sculpt looks dope. And I'm not saying that just because Brick Thunder is our friend. You'll find that out when we see another one of his props here. But this one, it's like a 9.5. The quality of it, I'm telling you guys, the quality of that head is freaking awesome. The eyes light up. Again, you can choose when to shoot fog out. It is really, really cool. And if you're into dragons, I'm not necessarily the dragon type of person, right? But if you have a cave, if you're doing some kind of dragon-esque or cave theme, even if you're doing like a underground or hell type of vibe, it would fit. I do think that it's especially for the price, a freaking steal. I would not be surprised if it sold out when they put it up for sale. Super dope. Super dope.
All right, you ready to go next?
You didn't want to read some of these?
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Some of these.
So Chris and Sophia 0.
What?
And Why a Puppet.
Bro, it's dope. And other companies do puppets. I mean,
Jaden said the dragon is such an awesome thing for retail. The head and frame are insane quality. Looks even better in person than it does online. It's so awesome. 10 out of 10.
I agree.
East Point Necropolis at 8.5. I like it. Way to go, Miles. E.G. Haunts, 9 out of 10. I love it. Yeah. So I would say I would also agree it is a 10 out of 10.
It's dope. It's I want to say probably the best piece that and it's also that this is the thing about this though. This draws a line. Animatronics can be for a display. Right? This specifically has to have an actor. Yeah. So this is for a home haunter. Yeah. This is where you start seeing that difference. And I have a feeling, Brick has, been the first YouTuber to come out with a nationally available animatronic that was made in bulk, and now coming out with a nationally available specific to home haunting, not to Halloween displays, but home haunting, specific to home haunting. The first YouTuber to be able to do, again, a nationally distributed, or maybe even international. I don't know if they send up to Canada. But kicking down walls with that, dude. Super clever of him to do that. Again, not every, and I love you, Brick, but not every one of your ideas have been as dope as this one. This one, super duper fresh. Love it.
All right, next up.
50-foot.
Well, they have 12.
Oh, this is a 33-foot.
They have
one.
33. They have 50.
They have a 12-foot, a 33-foot, and a 50-foot. It does not go with our haunt, but why do I want it
We
so
want
bad?
it very badly. We're going to put it in our backyard.
I'd even take the 33-foot.
No, I want 50.
Of course you do, but it's $1,000. $1,000 for the 50-foot. I expect to see this thing on a gigantic car dealership or something for $1,000. It will draw a lot of attention. But you know what? Thank you, Halloween Costumes, for making a gigantic inflatable that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Right? If this was a gigantic Slimer, wouldn't it make sense? A gigantic frickin' anything. But the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, being 50 feet, being 33 feet, it makes sense. I really want the 50-foot one. It doesn't go with anything we have, just like Jaden's saying.
Jaden just said that, yeah. But again, like the whole front of our home is all clown and circus, but we can attract people from our backyard because we have a main road behind our house. So if we put it in the backyard, people are going to be like, what the heck? What's that? I'm going to go around to the front, and then people will want to come to our circus.
Yeah, that's actually it's a really good idea. And again, how big was our Grinch inflatable?
Our Grinch inflatable was 12 feet.
No, it was bigger than 12 feet.
Maybe it was 15. I forgot.
It was bigger than, I think it was 18.
Or maybe it was 20.
Still, 20.
Yeah.
And that thing was huge.
I loved it.
Think about how many people were like, oh my God, that is so big.
Yeah, I think it was 20.
To be more than double. More than double. This thing would peer over anybody's house.
And that Grinch, everybody I'm sure have seen the video, our fail video of the Grinch. I mean, he's freaking huge.
Yeah, I think that this guy would be, but again, $1,000, dude.
Now,
$1,000 is like 4 animatronics.
And the thing is too, is we don't typically like inflatables either. There's a lot of people in the chat saying they don't like inflatables.
I agree.
We 100% agree. We would never, ever, ever use it for Halloween.
For Halloween. For Christmas, it makes sense.
For Christmas, yeah. I mean, kind of.
Inflatables for Christmas make sense.
Right. Well, but most of our stuff, we have like maybe one. Or that blow up Santa is really...
Yeah, we only have 2.
Oh, and the Grinch, of course.
Yeah, because I still am not... Even
We'd rather
with-
have an animatronic.
I would rather have an animatronic than an inflatable. I'm not an inflatable fan. I'm just not.
Right.
But it makes sense with a big marshmallowy
Yeah.
dude. It would actually make more sense as an inflatable than it would as an animatronic.
Yep.
And the size alone, there is no way that you're going to be able to get a 50-foot animatronic, not for $1,000.
Yeah, I definitely.
I mean, we got the 15-foot, which is by far the biggest home haunter animatronic that's been released so far, right?
What?
That clown.
The one Haunted Hill Farm?
Yeah. And that was $600.
That's the biggest clown, yeah.
That was $600, and it was not, that particular clown it's made by Sunstar. You can tell.
Ew.
But I don't know. This is dope. This is dope. And I'm glad that they're bringing something so big to marketplace.
Let's see what everybody thinks. What do you rate it?
When it comes to inflatable, I'm going to have to say for me, I'm going to give it, I mean, if we're basing it off of inflatables, it's got to be a 10. It's ginormous, right? Like, it's ridiculously big.
I definitely give it a 10. For sure. It doesn't look like anybody else has rated it just yet.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Okay, so JB Holidays gave it a 10 out of 10. Young Crouchy Boy, 0 out of 10. It's way too big.
Bro, you can get the smaller one.
Tamara gave it a 10. Mario Sonic Freddy gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Jaden the Haunter gave it a 10.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope.
By the way, Wicked Weatherman put in a note here, says welcome back, and he's been a member for 14 months, which we'll get into that later.
Yes, we will be getting into member stuff. We will be unveiling.
Actually, after this, after
HalloweenCostumes.com, we will be unveiling a giveaway for our members when they've hit a year. So Steve has one of these giveaways coming to him.
That's right.
All right,
All right,
wanna
let's
keep rolling?
go to the next one.
Hate it. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I don't get it. The eyes look cool in the video. They didn't look as cool in person. You'll notice that they zoom in when she actually does her action because it doesn't make sense. She, instead of going to show her face, she goes, lights up and puts her hands into her face. Makes no sense. I don't like it. I don't get it. I don't understand why her face would light up just to be hidden by her hands.
I give her a 2.
I was going to say, I give her a 2, a 2.5, a 3. I don't get it. I don't get it. You can't see in person. I'm telling you, she goes like this, not lit up, hands here, and then light up. What's the point of having the light? As E.G. Hunt says, it should have been reversed. It should have been light up. And part of me feels like they meant to do that. Maybe somebody just twisted in the motor wrong or something. You know what I mean? So,
All right, so I gave it a 2. What did you give it again?
I also give it like a 2, 2.5.
Wicked Weatherman gave it a 3. E.G. Hans a 4. Chris and Sophia a 6.
Bro, you gave the dragon a 0 and this thing a 6? You're tripping, bro.
Tamara a 1.
It's, whack. Whack, whack, whack. Not a fan. I don't know anybody that would really want to go out of their way to buy that thing.
JB Holidays gave it a 7. All right, you ready to go to the next one?
Yeah. So this is like a little phantom type of floating ghosty guy. Did they have this there? I don't really remember seeing him.
They did.
And he didn't draw too much attention then, huh?
He was in the very back.
Is that our internet being all choppy?
Yes.
Bro, what the fudge, Brownie? Okay, nope. Don't like it. Face looks super cheap. I don't remember him if he was at Transworld. I don't remember him. I give the thing like a 5, maybe. I don't like the face. It looks cheap. Maybe a 5, just because it floats.
All
Maybe
right.
even like 4.5. Kind of booty.
We have Mario Sonic Freddy gave it a 6. Ghostbusters fan a 0. E.G. Haunts gave it a 4. Wicked Weatherman a 5. Chris and Sophia a 1. Ghostbusters fan 7 to 5. I guess that was for the newer one. And then Tamara a 2. E.G. Haunts 4. JB Holidays 5. Mario Sonic Freddy an 8.
That's crazy. An 8 for that.
All right. Ready for the next one?
I am. Yeah, I think a 5. Oh, bro. Hold on. Am I allowed to cuss?
No.
I'm going to see in this son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
Dude, this is just Underworld Clown. Well, I take that back. You can play it. So, it's pretty much
I'm
Underworld
not gonna
Clown,
play
right?
it 'cause- oh, there we go.
When it gets close to the face, though, I want you to pause it, okay? Because I'm kind of pissed off. Right there, pause that. Thank you. Underworld Clown's face is cheap. It's the same material as SVI shoes. It's super thin plastic. You can literally just crack it with your hand. Mine has a big chunk missing out of his chin. I got him that way. This guy has a solid plastic head. His head is not something that you need to worry about throwing in a box and is it going to break or not if another box touches the side. So that part, I will say, they improved on it. Other than that, what the hell's with the striped arms? Right? Like, it's freaking Underworld Clown. And also, there was like the other Underworld something or other. Like, I do think his face looks pretty wicked, though, but I just wish it was on a different body. I think if it had a different body, that this thing would look so much cool. So much cooler. He would look wicked. He would look. You can make this dude look scary. But this thing, skinny arms, and a bitch to put together. Absolutely horrible to put together. So usually Underworld Clown I would give a 2. This guy I'm going to give a 3 just because his head is solid. It's not the cheap. And it lights up. Chest lights up. You know, but such a son of a bitch to put together.
All right. What does everybody rate him?
JB Holiday says 7 out of 10. He makes more sense than Underworld Clown. That is true. He does. I don't know about a 7. Put together one of those Underworld props and then you tell me a 7, dude. Because it ain't nowhere near a 7. None of those are. It is a pain in the butt. If you have not watched our video of Underworld Clown, watch it. Yes. Because 1, I guarantee you're going to laugh. And 2, you're going to see me cry. I don't understand the arms. Head's dope, but that's about it.
All right. So Chris and Sophia gave it a 5. E.G. Haunts gave it its 7. Wicked Weatherman a 5. JB Holidays a 7. Mario Sonic Freddy 8.5. Jaden a 5. Tamara a 3. Holidays Central a 6. Ghostbusters fan a 1.
A 1. We're in subscriber only mode, huh? For
Yes.
chats?
Yes.
Dope.
Yep. All right. You ready to go on?
Yes, I am.
Here we go.
Let's see what else we got. Okay. This is a Brick Thunder prop. And pause. In my opinion, looks a little like Michael Jackson.
Wait a minute. You said the chick last year from Spirit looked like Michael Jackson.
They both do. Just
What was
one-
her? What was her name?
Michael Jackson.
What was it?
Michael
No,
Jackson.
come on. What was her name last year? I forgot her name.
She looked like Michael Jackson.
Darkness or
Look at this. Tell me it doesn't look like Michael Jackson. Look.
Jaden, you remember what I'm talking about? The girl from Spirit Halloween. She had black hair.
Yeah,
and she
also looked like Michael Jackson. So,
oh my goodness.
this one, concept, dope. I like that he has a big, like the big tongue. It looks complete dark princess.
Dark Princess. Yes, thank Young Crouchy Boy. Exactly.
But tongue looks dope, right? Like the concept of it. The tongue moves. Yeah. Which is cool. But I think the concept of this in a drawing or a design is better than the execution on this particular one. You can see, at least in person, in my opinion, you can see that the tongue is fabric, clear as day. And again, I'm not necessarily a fan of the design of the paleness, I guess. I don't know. He looks like he would be scary, but I wish it was like a different body shape or something. Something I feel is missing here. And if something like this was like a gigantic nightcrawler body, would have been dope. But something here is just a little strange. If there was a way to make the tongue go in and then out or something, or whip around a little violently, or I don't know, or even like come out like a snake, like and actually move a little more, because the movement of the tongue is just a little bit. You almost have to make sure you're looking at it, and is that the wind or is the guy's tongue actually moving? He's scary looking in the face though, but
So E.G. Hunt said the tongue is removable. It's a snap lock. Is that correct?
I don't know. And if it is,
I wonder what he would look like without the tongue.
I think he would
though.
look scarier without the tongue. I think he would look way better without the tongue, to be honest with you.
That'd be
But
interesting.
also, this is a thing where it's like, dude, the costume I feel is it's just a big black outfit, and I need something more on this guy. I don't know. Your eyes are drawn to this gigantic tongue, and even then, it's like, I don't know. It's a little strange. Tongue's definitely too big for this guy's mouth too. You know, he talks with a lisp. Hey guys, my name's, what's his name? Like Saliva Sally or something like that.
Salvation.
Salivin Salvation Sarah's secret.
Oh my god.
Something's weird. JB Holiday said should have big wings. This one I don't think, and again, love you, Brick, but I don't think that it was executed in the best way, just to be frank.
So let's vote.
I'd give it like a
5?
5.5.
I give it a 5.
I think removing the tongue would move it up a couple numbers.
Yeah.
If removing the tongue, I'd give the thing like a 6.5. But it's something's not there with that one.
Oh, Chris and Sophia said that it looks like kind of like Alien, and that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Jada and the Haunter give it a 4.
Yeah, there's
Ghostbusters.
there's something there with the guy, right? There's something with this character that I don't want to say it's a bad character, because I don't think that. But there's something missing, whether it be the costume, whether it be more movement in the tongue, some wings, something is missing on this one. It just seems a little too bland to have something so extravagant.
All right, Ghostbusters fan gave it a 4. JB Holidays a 4. Young Crouchy Boy an 8. Noxferatu a 5. E.G. Hunts a 9. Holiday Central a 7. Golden Embers a 6.
Golden Embers, what is going on?
We're ready for the next one?
Yes, another delicious Coke Zero made by the Coca-Cola Company.
All right.
Which one is this?
This one is the lighted zombie.
I don't like this one at all. I don't like the lighting.
Oh.
I don't like this one at all. It looks like it's going to the club. I don't like
It looks better in the daytime.
It looks a lot better in the daytime. But still, I don't get the gigantic... This one I'm not feeling it. 3, like, been there, done that. We've seen the gigantic zombie. This one's a skull, but also a zombie at the same time. Like,
I'm gonna give it a 2.
it has like that. Remember when everything was rope lights before LEDs really came out? It seems like all of his lighting is just rope lights wrapped around the metal poles. I'm not a fan of it.
All right, Jaden, I've seen enough. 0. E.G. Haunts 1. Ghostbusters a 5. Wicked Weatherman a 1. Mario Sonic Freddy. Just the Lowe's Mummy, but worse 1. JB Holidays 3. Ghostbusters 3. Young Crouchy Boy 3. Tamara a 3. Holidays Central 4.
It's not, in my opinion, it's not a good 12-foot. It's not the best oversized zombie. It's not lit very well. It's not sculpted very well. I'm just not a fan of it. Not a fan.
All right, next up. Oh my god.
Crazy overbite. First off, the movement's like she was reading a newspaper when you walked in, and she heard you walk in. You didn't say hi to her. She's just reading a newspaper and she heard you and went, "Hey, how are you?" Like, but the mouth is just
Oh my god.
dude, look at it.
Can you stop, please? We get it.
Well, you're the one who paused it right here.
Okay. Okay. Jeez. Oh my god, I'm dying. Okay.
But can we go back on the movement on that one real quick? Because the movement is not...
It's horrible. It's like it needed
again,
more.
it looks like it was reading, and it was just like someone walked in and it goes, "Hey, you needed something?" It's like,
Yeah. Can you? Oh
look,
my.
you gotta rewind it a little more.
Okay.
It goes from looking at you to looking at you. Like, it's not like it looks down and then rah. It's like, so
Oh my god.
what's going on? It's wait, make me big real quick. It looks like this.
Okay. That's enough.
Actually, I think I moved a little too fast for it.
All right, young Crouchy Boy said Y. 0 out of 10. Wicked Weatherman 2. Chris and Sophia 1. Ghostbusters 2. The Haunter Nightmare 2. Fear Factor 4. Holiday Central 3. Mario Sonic Freddy 0. Get Out.
Yeah, it's not.
I would give it a 0.
Jaden says she doesn't even look like the nun. Why does the animation look like she's humping? You could get away with not licensing it and call it Sinful Sister.
Oh my god.
It looks like Uncle Julio's logo.
Yeah, that's what I kept thinking every time you did that.
From the restaurant Uncle Julio's. Can you pull up the Uncle Julio's logo?
Yeah, hold on.
This is what the nun looks like. There's a restaurant. I don't know if it's anywhere else but in Dallas, but there's a few restaurants in Dallas called Uncle Julio's.
Let's see.
And their sign looks like how the nun looked.
Oh my god. This is hilarious.
Oh,
Hold on. I'm pulling it up. Okay, maybe not.
You know what? Maybe that's the sticker we need to be giving out at East Coast. Is just me like this.
It's him right here.
Yeah, look. It's the nun. Uncle Nun, fine Mexican food. We got to show something else, or I'm just gonna have Tourette's and just go
Okay.
the whole night.
Do you even? I don't know if you want me to show like the Annabelle, like Chucky, like those.
No, the Chucky's weird. It's like 4 feet tall, way bigger than
Yeah.
a Chucky doll.
Okay, I'm not gonna show Annabelle. What about the Raven Scarecrow? Do you want me to show that one?
Is that the one with the things that?
Oh,
fire?
yeah.
That,
We'll
that
show
was
that
already
one.
out last year.
It was. Do you want to show it though?
I mean, I guess
I think it's
it came
pretty-
out last year. It
Are
was
you
at Big
sure?
Lots.
I don't think so.
Yes, the one with the ravens that fly around its head.
Yeah.
Guarantee.
Well, let's go ahead and.
You want to show it anyway?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
God.
Yeah, this was already out. I feel like they made a mistake on the design of this because the lines where the crows are cross in front of the face. And it causes the collar to move. If they would have put the rotating piece on the head and then have them come out like this and turn, it wouldn't move the collar at all. And it wouldn't get in the way of the actual face of the pumpkin. So it's a very cool concept of having the crows fly around, but I feel like they missed a piece there.
So apparently it was at Big Lots last year.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But what do you give it?
Knox Ferratu, I agree 100%. He says 3 out of 10. Cool idea, poor execution. I agree 100% with him. 100%. I would give that a 3. Maybe a 3.5 because it is different. But the crows passing right here and you seeing it, just it would have been so much better if they had it come out like that in turn.
All right. The Haunter Nightmare gave it an 8. E.G. Haunts a 4. Mario Sonic Freddy a 9. Wicked Weatherman a 4. Ghostbusters a 2. Holiday Central a 5.
Young Croucher Boy said, I got my Scarecrow from Big Lots last year. Literally broke the day we put it up. Stopped spinning. 0 out of 10.
Oh, wow. Well, here's another Big Lots prop.
Hold on. I want to say something real quick.
okay.
Can we highlight the JB Holidays
You're going to have to give me a
quote
minute.
here?
JB Holidays right here.
You want to read it?
It says, this is why we need Savannah designing props in Techie. Oh, my God.
Holla at me, techie.
Hold on. Let me clear this.
But yeah, it's cool concept. I just think it's poorly executed.
All right, were you ready for the next Big Lots prop?
It's another Big Lots one, I guess.
No, you like this one.
Oh yeah, this one's cool. This thing is violent though.
Yes.
So when
And
it
they
was popping up at
They didn't have. They had nothing.
at Transworld, they did not have any kind of weight on the bottom of his base, and this thing was lifting up. His base was flat on the ground, and when he would shoot back, his base
Literally.
would lift up every time, to the point where it looked like it was going to fall backwards and knock over
Yeah, the go behind into the next
into the
booth.
booth behind him. It looked like it was going to do that every single time. And I sat there watching.
Yep.
I had my phone ready, waiting like, oh, dude, am I going to get this on camera? Because, you know, like you go to Spirit and sometimes you'll see like,
Something break.
and if you get it on camera, it goes viral. I was like, dude, this is going to knock down the cloth wall between them and whoever's selling like T-shirts behind them or whatever, masks. I was waiting for it to. It was so close to falling backwards. And I was, it's violent. It's fast. They should have weighted down though. I still like Mega Wolf better though.
Yeah.
I still like how he goes like this
Yeah.
better, but it was freaking like I sat there for way too long seeing if that thing was gonna freaking wipe out.
So what do you give it?
That guy, I still think Mega Wolf is so far the best werewolf that we've seen in recent years, but this guy's a very close
Yeah.
second. I would give this guy like an 8.
Yep. E.G. Haunts gave it a 9. Hunter Nightmares gave it a 10. Wicked Weatherman 7.5. Ghostbusters 9 to 5.
9.5.
Oh, 9.5. Holiday Central a 9. JB Holiday a 10. I will also give it a 9. Young Crouchy Boy a 6. Jaden gave it a 9 too. All right. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember this one at Transworld too.
He just hula hoops?
Yep. Kind of like Michael Myers. Not Michael Myers.
Leatherface.
Leatherface.
Yeah. I mean, bald zombie. We've seen him before. It's not poorly executed, but it's not beautiful. It's nothing to go, oh my God, that is my animatronic for this year. Like, oh, and that, oh, is it where the head is just weighted?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, bro. I'm giving that dude like a 5. You gotta say 5. It's a bald zombie.
I'm going to say a 3.
It's a good filler prop, but nothing is just like maybe a 4. It's not anything that you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is the one I need. It's better than Car Wash Zombie, in my opinion. If Car Wash Zombie didn't have the hand spin, then Car Wash Zombie would be better. But, you know.
What'd you give it?
I don't know, like a 4 or 5.
Okay. Mario Sonic Freddy gave it a 10. Ghostbusters gave it a 6. Wicked Weatherman gave it a 4. Fear Factor a 10.
How am I so off on what you guys are thinking and what I'm thinking? It's just
E.G.
a bald,
Hunt.
regular zombie.
E.G. Haunts a 5. Ghostbusters 6. Tamara a 2. Ghostbusters 6. Chris and Sophia a 6. Fear Factor Peak Zombie a 10. Jade and the Haunter a 7.
What the
Young Crouchy Boy a 2. Holiday Central a 4.
bro?
I'm so confused.
4 I can get, right? Like,
Yeah, I would give it a 4. That is awful. JB Holiday
I
is
don't
a
get it.
5.
I don't get it. It's just a zombie. It's a typical
Yeah.
zombie. We've seen a million of them.
Yep,
I don't
get
see
it.
anything that's different between this one and the other 48 zombies that have come out. But I'm not a zombie guy. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Next up,
Next up is... Okay. Majority of the video isn't even showing the prop. And there's a reason why. Okay. Rewind just a little where it shows the very top clown. So I want to tell you guys something, okay? This is another Brick Thunder designed prop.
there, that's a
And it's
better one.
clowns. You would think, hey, Savannah, it's your boy. And it's clowns. And I knew that Brick was designing this clown before Clown Stack came out last year. Way before we knew about Clown Stack, I had seen the designs that he was making for this. He had told me what the size was going to be. He said, dude, it's going to be tall. I'm going to make it like anywhere from 10 to 12 feet. It's going to be really big. And I want it to look like 3 clowns that are standing on top of each other. And I thought, dude, that's freaking cool. The concept is really, really cool. And then we saw it this year. I have some complaints. I don't get whose idea it was to make the shoes on the top clown hollow, like typical SVI shoes. Makes no sense. You're going to be looking up at it. You're looking at hollow shoes, yet for some reason they make the hands solid. What are we talking about? What are we doing here? That's part 1. Bro. And I don't think that is a Brick Thunder design flaw. I think that is a factory design flaw. That's part 1. Part 2 of what I don't like about the... You mind rewinding it just a little bit? Or you might have to fast forward.
What do you mean?
Right there. Yep.
And you want me to play?
Yes, please. For some reason, right there, pause. Halloween costumes cannot get the latex right on their animatronic faces. They're like, for the paint jobs are never as good as everybody else's, and that's again a factory thing. They needed they need to grab a different factory. This one is better on the tightness compared to the ones they've come out with in years past. But again, it's something isn't. It's like bathing suit or bathing cap material as opposed to like a thicker latex like you would see from, you can't see over here, but Heads Up Harry, or I don't have any other animatronics here. That something is not right about it. The other thing I will say is that we've played a lot of Gartic Phone with Brick Thunder throughout the years. And this is credit to the factory. This looks like, I imagine, what Brick drew. He has a very specific style of drawing. And I feel like they should have added more realism to it. Now, do I still want this guy? I do. I want to see him next to Clown Stack. And I also think, even though Clown Stack is not as tall, that if I put Clown Stack on some kind of circus painted box so that they were roughly the same size, it'd be really cool for some form of an entrance somewhere to have these ones here and these ones here, and you're walking in and you got all these clowns stacked up on top of each other. I do think that is my concept for it. But another thing is I hate that the costumes and the face paint colors are the same for each clown. There's not enough contrast. If you had one that was white and pink, and one that was blue and green, and one that was purple and yellow, or, something, I think it would look way better as opposed to these guys looking almost identical.
It's kind of like the idea of those two props that are fighting over the little girl.
Tug of war clowns.
They're not the same
They
outfit.
look nothing alike.
They're very different.
Right. And that's a great point, is that those guys, their face sculpts are different. Their makeup on each one is different. Their colors are different. Yeah. The shoes, everything about those guys, you're 100% right. That's what makes Tug of War clowns look so good, is that it looks like you got two completely different animatronics in one. Whereas this looks like these guys came together. Yeah. So it doesn't give that same impression of these are clowns. This looks like this is, I don't know. I feel like there was something missed with that.
So what do you rate it?
Can you continue to play it? Oh, sorry.
Nope, I didn't know you wanted to keep playing. Sorry.
Don't like that face at all. No. And that face, I think, is that you can't see right now because the Cat in the Hat costume, I actually think is one of the better faces of the three. But that one, look at that, bro.
No, it doesn't have that.
No, he
face.
does not make the.
But that is an ugly face.
But I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's. Again, I think that if they put a little more realism into these, that it would have turned out better. And again, they make the best looking face at the furthest one away from you. It doesn't, I don't know. So I would give it a 4.5. Okay. I want to give it more, but I can't. I still want him, though, because it's a freaking clown, and I do have an idea of how I want to present it.
Yeah.
But I might even change the colors of it. I might even repaint the face, like, or change up some of the costume pieces if possible. I know for a fact that I would definitely put a solid bottom on the shoes for the top guy. I've already thought about how I would do it, and it would be getting cardboard and tracing out that cardboard and gluing that bitch to those shoes and then painting those shoes. I'm
gonna give it a 4.
Yeah, so roughly the same.
Yeah, I'll give it a 4. It looks like Chris and Sophia gave it a 3. Wicked Weatherman gave it a 3.1.
No, he says 3. 1 for each clown.
Oh, sorry, 3. Sorry. Holiday Central gave it a 5. Tamara gave it a 5. Jaden the Haunter says 0.
Damn.
E.G. Haunts gave it a 7. Ghostbusters a 3. Jacked Up Productions gave it a 3 or 4. JB Holidays gave it a 4.
See, and this is the thing I want to think about or talk about real quick, okay? You have 2. We gave one a 9.5. Designed by Brick Thunder. Released from the same company, Halloween Costumes. Right. And one that's, some people saying 0, right? But the design was so much more realistic on the dragon. I don't know if Brick drew a realistic dragon or wrote realistic dragon, right? Yeah. I don't know what his design looked like for that dragon because I didn't know about, that wasn't one that him and I had discussed, right? But that thing looks freaking immaculate. Mm-hmm. This thing looks like, I think what it is it looks like the faces look like a drawing. In my opinion, they look like a drawing. And again, they might be taking his drawings a little too literal. And if they put some realism into those faces, they had a guy sculpting those faces that wasn't necessarily so true to what the plans were for it or the sketches were for it, it would probably look a hell of a lot better. And I think that's just communication between Halloween Costumes and Brick, and also Halloween Costumes and the factory. Somewhere within that trio, that piece I feel needs to be discussed.
All right, we have one more left. And
right.
It is Tony.
Tony Tombstone, guys. This one right here is Tony Tombstone. Hey, guys, I'm the Tony the Tombstone guy. Hey, who are you? I'm Tony. Hey, the Tombstone. The name on this thing is crazy ridiculous. Tony Tombstone. Amy, I'm more interested to know what your thoughts are on this guy first. Can you pause it on a spot that shows his whole body?
I might have to rewind.
Tony Tombstone. Hey, what are you doing? I'm a Tony the Tombstone.
I don't think it has like a full
Well, if
body
you got
shot.
one that shows like his right there, pause that.
Okay.
Tony the Tombstone. What were your thoughts when you saw Tony Tombstone?
I mean, he's all right, but we don't collect this kind of prop.
Right.
So, I would give it a...
I'm dying here. Tony the Tombstone.
I'd give it a 4 or 5. But I'm sure somebody else will happily enjoy it when we give them away to somebody.
Why did you just say that?
Sorry.
We didn't tell them which one they were giving away, and now you...
I know.
The reason I like Tony the Tombstone, Tony Tombstone, Tony the Tombstone, Tony Tomb, whatever you want to call it, I do think that him having the tombstones on his back is pretty damn interesting. I imagine this guy laying on the ground in a graveyard, and when you least expect it, he comes climbing up, and those tombstones are kind of like his camouflage, right? So super dope concept, I feel. I know some people were like, what? I don't get it. But to me, I already see a backstory of this guy that they don't even have to necessarily explain yet. We have Tony Tombstone here right now. Tony Tombstone is here. We will be doing an unboxing of Tony Tombstone. And then we will be giving away Tony Tombstone to a subscriber. I actually thought this guy looked cooler in person than the video shows. In person, it's a bit bulkier, and I do wish the tombstones were a little bigger, though. But if you have a graveyard scene, he's dope for it. If you got any kind of, I think graveyard scene, he'd be great for it. He's different. I like stuff that's different. He's different. It can go with a traditional scene. It's telling me the definition of different.
Because you said different.
But
Now
I didn't
Alexa.
say Alexa.
Sometimes it listens.
Okay.
Alexa, stop. Oh my God.
Tony Tombstone. But in person, I liked him a little bit more than this video shows. I give him like a 5.5, something like that. Ghostbusters fans said, "Aren't
I
they
know
building
that
a Costco
I
right here?"
literally
They actually did.
I literally just looked
open.
at that and I was like, "What? Like, how
do you
they
know
know
that?
that? Like, what?
But yeah, it's open now. Amy and I have gone over there and got pizza. 'Cause
Wait,
Costco
like, how do
pizza.
you know that though? Like, what? That's
Tony Tombstone.
maybe it's a neighbor. Wicked Weatherman gave it a 9. E.G. Haunts gave it a 6.
Tamara said, "You're setting off my Alexa."
Oh no!
Hey Alexa, play Tony
Spirit Halloween
Tombstone.
Chris and oh shoot!
No. Hey Alexa, stop. I don't want to get copyrighted.
Chris and Sophia gave it a 2. Ryan's gave it a 6. Ghostbusters fan gave it a 7. Jacked Up Productions gave it a 5. Knox for 02 gave it a 6. Mario Sonic Freddy a 9.5. JB Holiday a 4. Holiday Central an 8. Fear Factor a 7.5. Jaden an 8. East Point Necropolis gave it a 4.
Ooh. I give it a.
Oh my God.
That nun is horrible. That nun is horrible. And there's a lot of things I really, really like from Halloween costumes, especially their costumes. But that nun is
Horrid.
that has got to be the worst animatronic of the year.
Horrid.
But Tony Tombstone. So we will be probably filming Tony Tombstone tomorrow and or Sunday, editing and uploading sometime early next week, and then giving him away. So stay tuned to the channel for that. What do you guys feel about us having this long ass live with
Right?
no
It's been
technical
3
glitches?
hours. Almost 3 hours.
I had freaking fun, dude.
Do we want to go straight into members?
You want to show
Well, let's do the thank you to the members real quick.
all right, we'll go ahead and roll our thank you to our members. We want to say thank you to all of our members here. Amy, I can't see the whole screen. Can you? There we go. All right, thank you. We want to say thank you to all of our current members, our carnies, which are Brick Thunder, Wicked Weatherman, Glingus Hans, Alicia Reichel, Rojas02, our Jesters level, which is HCA Reviews and Terror on Highway 127, and to all of our jokesters out there, the Halloween King, Animatronic 2010 Haunter, ! Ashley W., Stranger Haunts, and Mr. Halloween Dude. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of our hearts of being members of the channel. As you guys know, being members of the channel, there are a couple little perks that you get. You get to type different emojis that we've put up there for you guys. And once you hit a year with us, you get a t-shirt, free t-shirt that is only available for carnies, for our members, which is this awesome Psychotic Circus of Savannah official Carney shirt here. So once you hit 12 months, you need to be hitting us up. We have already, did we get Wicked Weatherman's contact, or not contact, but sizes and everything? We need, yeah, we need, well, Jaden, remember
Oh, shoot.
yeah, Jaden left us and didn't come back.
He canceled. I forgot.
Even though I told him, dude, you got until the end of the month, so.
Brick Thunder. There's a few.
Yeah, we have, I think it's like 6 or 7. Yeah. We did a post on it. For some of you guys, we'll be hitting you guys up directly for some of you that we have direct contact information for. If we don't, we did get some of your emails. That shirt will be going out there to you guys shortly. And again, that is a shirt that we will never have for sale. It will only be available for our members once you hit a year. And then we also will be doing a lot more behind the scenes videos. So like when we're doing our unboxing video, for instance, we may be doing either a live or some behind the scene videos that are members only. We're going to be doing posts that are members only and giveaways that are members only as well, because we got a whole crap load of giveaways from Trans World. So we will give some away to everybody, but the real cool gift bag stuff, members. So if you're not a member and you'd like to support us here at the Psychotic Circus of Savannah, to encourage us to do more lives with you guys, to do more videos, and to be able to afford all this crap, please consider subscribing. If you can't, joining a membership. If you can't, that's completely fine. But if you can, would be beautiful, and we would appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts.
And by the way, we were going to do giveaways again today, but again, our live last week kind of
we did such a
out.
long live here because we had to
catch up.
Take last week's live and smush it together with this week's live. So we were going to be doing some giveaways this week, but that's going to have to hold off for another week.
But we need to come up with how we're going to be giving away Tony. And we'll give you guys the details here soon. And then again, our giveaways that we have, which again are a lot. We have so much to give away. We'll probably start that next week as well.
I had to pack a whole second suitcase.
Yeah.
Just for giveaway stuff. So none. So thank you guys so much. Amy, any last words you want to?
Guys, thank you so much for joining again. Last week was kind of crazy. We tried to come back last week and of course had some technical difficulties. So I appreciate your patience and glad we were able to make it through without any interruptions this week. Yes. And we're really happy to be back with you guys. Hope you guys had a wonderful night. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
That's right. And I want to say to you guys, and hey, I'm evidence of it. We all sometimes go through rough patches, and I encourage you all to take care of yourselves, take care of other people. One thing I'm learning is that to truly show and understand what love is, you do have to love yourself. And I love you guys. I love myself. And I am so appreciative that you guys still stuck around while I was going through all of that crap. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means more to me than you guys ever could imagine. So remember that bullies suck. Okay, if you are a bully, stop. You don't look cool. And if you are being bullied or you see somebody being bullied, make sure that you get some help, and because you don't deserve it, and other people don't deserve it. So step up and be a righteous human and look out for those. Look out for one another, because we're all just on this crazy thing called life together. So we might as well have a great time and fill it full of love. So one last thing I will say is that Amy doesn't want me to do this, but some of you have responded that you would purchase a shirt and or sticker
No.
of a Russ McCamey is scum design that I've created. Nobody's seen the design yet. If I can get Amy to say yes, maybe I'll post it up for 24 hours.
Not gonna happen.
Maybe it will. So, and if you don't know who Russ McCamey is, don't look it up. He is a POS that was in the haunt community and was arrested last year, but unfortunately didn't stay in jail forever. So, speaking of bullies, he's a bully. So, but yes, we love you guys so much. Make sure to stay hydrated, even though I had no water up here today. I only had delicious Coke Zero, brought to you by the folks at the Coca-Cola Canning Company. East New Hampshire. I don't even know where they bottle this stuff up. But stay hydrated. It helps you guys more than you realize. And as always,
Happy haunts.
happy haunts.